This time, I should have turned your attention to the Pregame scoreboard area down the left field line for the Big Sport Goods pregame parade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes, coaches, parents, and volunteers from Rose Ridge Softball. Young athletes are making their way around in a very successful program, and we're going to tell you all about that in just a moment. But as they make their way around, make sure that you wave and say hello to all these fine young athletes and all the coaches, parents, and volunteers.
Shit everywhere, there's shit everywhere. Mom, it stinks, there's shit everywhere.
Turn your attention to the first base side for a very special big presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please come on and say hello as we recognize these very special young athletes from the Rose Ridge Girls Softball Organization. Hey, John, first off, please say hello to the Rose Ridge Girls 600 team. Next up, the 800 gold, managed by Kevin Bird. The 800 adult team had an overall record of 32-13 this season, winning the Almocino de Mayo tournament as well as the Spring Stampede into Summer Championship. Team members include Peggy, Shelby, Elizabeth, Savannah, Avery, also Alex, Charlotte, Henry Jones, Chelsea, Melanie, Addie, and Lizzie. Assistant coaches, Trey Barnes, Ken Jones. Next up is the 10 under blue, managed by Kevin Cummings. This team had an overall record of 31-5. The Tingy Blues scored a total of 305 runs. Tingy Blues took second place in the Countdown All-Star Bank USA Metro State Championship and the USA State Championship while taking first place at the Dalton Coach Championship. Angleton Road to State, and for District 43 champions. Team members include Lane Beck, Lydia, Larry Morgan, Izzy, Austin, Lance, Allison, Jordan, Calvin, Jordan Thomas, and that. Assistant coaches Joe Gonzalez, Angela Opa, and Jason Gosh. Next up is the 12U Blue, managed by Robert Pope. This team had a record of, check it out, 38-7. They took several first places in 4 tournaments, second places in 2 tournaments. 12U Blue were District 43 champions, as well as ASA USA 12 under Texas State champions, their second consecutive state championship. Team members include Madeline, Sophie, Olivia, Carolyn, and Jake. Assistant coaches Mr. Carter, Mark Wimmer. And last but not least, 12 under gold, managed by Mike Vaughn. Then he finished up with a record of 30-11. The gold took second place in the All-Star Shootout. ASA District 43 and Texas ASA State in 4th place in the Houston ASA Metro. Team includes Bianca, Tony, Taylor, James, Linda, Brooke, Italy, Holly, Madison, Patty, and Kelly. Coaches are Kevin Duke, Bob Edwards, Jack Ramos. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause for all of these young athletes, their accomplishments, along with the coaches, parents, and volunteers of Rose Ridge Girls Softball. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask if you would, please turn your attention to the first base side of the field. And up on the Texas Science video board, as we would like to take a moment to introduce to you family members of Lance Corporal Robert Matthews. Lance Corporal Robert Matthews served the United States Marines, is a native of Fort Worth, raised in Wharton, and attended Wharton High School and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps after attending Wharton Junior College. Lance Corporal Matthews served for 7 years in the United States Marines and carried out 4 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, including a deployment to Iraq in 2008. As part of Operation Iraqi Freedom, signed checkpoint entering Fallujah. While in Iraq, Lance Corporal Matthews helped train, equip, mentor, and assist the Iraqi military, police, and security forces take over the U.S. military positions. He was an excellent Marine, good son, brother, father, and husband. He made the ultimate sacrifice so that we might enjoy the freedoms that we have today. Lance Corporal Robin Matthews is a proud Texan fisherman. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the family of a fallen American hero, United States Marine Lance Corporal Robin Matthews, Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's get to turn your attention to the home plate area. Tonight's ceremonial first pitch is good at catching honors tonight. Skeeters pitch number 22, Andrew Johnson. First up, we got a young man celebrating birthday. Dalton, happy birthday, buddy. When you're ready, it is your pitch. Next up, please welcome Joe. Joe, welcome to Constellation Field. When you're ready, right fire. Next up, we got Blake. Blake, welcome to Constellation Field, buddy. When you're ready, bring the heat. Next up, we've got Tommy. Tommy, welcome to Constellation Field, buddy. When you're ready, it is your pitch. Next up, we've got David. All right, sir, when you're ready, it's all yours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our first pitchers here this evening. You know, one of the most important things we do here at Constellation Field is make sure that you, the fans, have a great time. And right now, we're going to take the time to introduce to you one fine young lady that is going to make sure that happens. Sugar Ray Skeeters are proud to introduce to you my very good friend Jessica, along with the Texas Recano SWAT team. Hello, Jessica. Welcome to a Margarita Monday.
Thanks, Shane. Welcome.
Hey, Greg Ellis fills the first place seat. First base baseman Charlie Scott, catcher Wilfredo Rodriguez, and your starting pitcher Mitch Talbot. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask if you would please remain standing. Gentlemen, if you would, please remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by St. Peter's United Methodist Church Men's Ensemble.
Welcome to Constellation Field. We're live here in Sugar Land, home of your Atlantic League champion Sugar Land Skeeters. A little bit later than originally scheduled, about a half an hour because of some rain in the area, but we are ready to go as the Skeeters, who come in with a 26-37 record, third place in the Freedom Division, 10.5 behind the front-running Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. They will take on the Ducks, who are also in third place, but in the Liberty Division, they are 6 games behind the front-running Patriots. Skeeters will send out right-hander Mitch Talbot, 1-0 with a 7.20 ERA. The former big leaguer will take on former big leaguer and right-hander Alfredo Simon, who is 0-1 with an even 4 ERA. Game number 63 of the season, home game number 34. You can hear all the action here on 1560 AM. Hi, I'm Ira Liebman, joined by Brett Dolan, Andy Humphrey later on, Nathan Werner back in the studio. And Brett, a little bit of rain maybe will wash away the losing streak. The Skeeters have lost 8 straight games at home and have a season-high 6-game losing streak, but you think perhaps this could be the day they break out of it.
I think you always have to enter any game with that mindset when the team's scuffling just a bit, and last night was one of those frustrating games. They gave up 3 runs in the 9th in a 1-1 contest to end up on the short end. The one thing that has been consistent as of late that can change is just not a lot of runs. So we'll see if Mitch Talbot can keep the Ducks off the board and give his offense a chance to catch that spark.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Long Island Ducks, brought to you by MemberSource Credit Union. Whether it's a Skeeters checking account, an all-in-one, or a home loan, be sure to check out MemberSource's complete lineup at membersourcecu.org. Leading off is Fela Lantini. He'll be in right. Batting second is left fielder Anthony Vega. The DH Lou Ford bats third. The cleanup hitter Angelo Sanco is at first. The catcher Alex Berg bats fifth. Batting sixth Elmer Reyes. He'll be at second. Ruben Gotay at third, bat 7. Delta Cleary Jr. bats 8th. He'll be in center. And batting 9th, shortstop Dan Lyons.
Can I ask what Brett Marshall's doing before I give you the defense?
I don't know what he's doing. He's standing there like the national anthem is ready to play. I think somebody's playing a joke on him. And what is going on? What's the umpire doing? Ooh. What was that all about?
I have no idea.
Marshall was kidding around or not. The umpire, I don't know if he was kidding around or not. Bit of a strange scenario there. And even Fela Lantini is laughing. He doesn't know what's going on. That was crazy. Well, Talbot ready to deliver the first pitch of the game. And again, about 40 minutes past the regular scheduled time of 7:05. First pitch is a little bit high and inside, ball 1-0, and we are underway. Better late than never. Skeeters have lost the first 3 games of this 7-game series, trying to snap their 6-game losing streak. Well, 1-0. This one is a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lentini having a good series so far. Especially the last 2 games for Phelan. He is 5 for 9 with a double, a triple, and 2 RBIs. The 1-1. This one is a little bit high and tight. 2 balls and a strike here. Talbot pitched very good in his last start. Certainly his best outing of the year. Picked up the victory. His only decision went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 Ks, a walk, 81 pitches, 50 for strikes. This one chopped foul down the left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Last 3 starts also very good. 1-0 with a 3.95 ERA. When you look at his 1.0 and 7.20 ERA overall, you can see he's getting better and better. Skeeters really need some good starts here. Trying to break this losing streak. He's allowed 6 runs in the last 3 starts. The 2-2 here by the right-hander Talbot. This one chops low to the left side. This is going to be tough to get the speedy Lentini, and Pounds tries to barehand it with the wet grass and couldn't come up with it. Even if he comes up with that cleanly, I think he has no chance to get Lentini.
No, good pitch by Talbot. Just a little dribbler that went 40 feet, but it ends up as a base hit for the Ducks. Defensively, it's Oliveira in left, Jansanti in center, Miller in right tonight. Third to first, it's Pounds, Aarons, Prince, and Scott with a battery of Rodriguez and Talbot.
Anthony Vega, the left-handed hitting left fielder, will step in. Watch Lentini. He is second in the league with 27 steals, and it is quite a feat considering the little bit amount of hits that he has. He only has 49 hits and 27 steals. He is a big league over at first. There he goes. What a huge jump, and they might have him picked off. The throw down to first. Not in time as he got back there. That was a big gamble by Lentini.
Boy, I thought he had a great break, and then he just stopped.
I think Wendy probably makes it by a mile. Umbrellas popping out here, so the rain has not completely gone away. Some rain in the area. 1-0 the count here to Vega. Vega comes in 225 with a home run in 10 RBIs. Vega squaring here, pulls the bat back. This one in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to count. All this wetness tougher for the pitcher or tougher for the hitter here, Brett?
Well, right now your concern's Talbot, right? You'd love to see how Simon has to contend with it for the Ducks, but right now the Skeeters' margin of error is such that you don't want a wet baseball to provide a free base or a ball that's thrown away to give the Ducks a chance to jump on board early.
Scored a run last night in the first on a Lentini triple to start the game. This one is a strike on the outside corner. So 2 balls and a strike here to Anthony Vega. Vega from Long Island, Patchogue, New York. Went to Manhattan College, a former 30th round pick of the Orioles in 2012. The last 3 years now with the Ducks. Last year 249, 11 home runs, 45 RBIs. Throw to first. Lentini dives back in head first, and the most home runs by far that Vega has ever had. In fact, going into last season, he had just, let's see here, 10 home runs and then 11 last year. And for the first time, got to play in a lot of games. He had never played in more than 64 games, played in 125 last year, so double what he had ever done. One fouled straight back, and Talbot is even to count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So he came out of Manhattan College. I didn't know the Jaspers had a baseball team.
You did know their name was the Jaspers, apparently.
But I mean, SMU, UTEP, and North Texas can't have baseball teams, but Manhattan College can?
Exactly.
What in the world is going on?
Again, he had 326 with 5 home runs and 31 RBIs in his final year at Manhattan College. Mack. Throw to first. Lentini again dives back in plenty of time. Count remains 2-2. Just underway here, top of the first, no score. If you're wondering why we're in the top of the first, we had about a 40-minute rain delay. There's a big clearing in center field. Hopefully that will continue to come our way. Talbot from the stretch, looking over his left shoulder the whole time as Lentini. He's going to throw to first, and again Lentini dives back in head first. I don't know if Lentini's quicker to steal a base or quicker back to the bag.
Both.
Owner of over 500 career stolen bases and the stolen base independent league king all time. He's got a huge lead over at first. Let's see if Talbot throws over there again. He does not. Lentini doesn't go. Broken bat into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Lentini's going to quickly turn second and make it to third easy. And Miller juggled it out there as well, but he would have had no chance to get Lantini. And again, this is not off to a good start. First and third, nobody out here to start the first. Now you have to contend with the dangerous Lou Ford. Lou hitting well as always. 5 RBIs in his last 4 games. Former big leaguer. Now stepping in front of home plate is Wilfredo Rodriguez. The flash signs in case Vega decides to take off here. And if he does, you better not throw through because Lantini will steal home. Vega 5 steals in 7 attempts. You're in a bad spot here. What do you do? I mean, you're almost forced to give him second. First pitch by Talbot to Lou Ford. There's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count to Ford. Lou, 40 years old. He will be 41 on August 12th. Wondering who the oldest player of all times is in the Atlantic League. Julio Franco played in the Atlantic League, I think.
I think you're right.
Have to look that one up. Ford, by the way, 6 seasons in the bigs. 5 with Minnesota, 1 with Baltimore. This one is a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Wow, looked to be low and in. I'll blame Ford for being upset there. Talbot ahead. No balls and 2 strikes here. Julio Franco is the oldest player to play everywhere. He's played in the bigs with the Mets at age 49. Played some independent baseball at age 55. This one swung a little number in front of the plate. Lantini's going to come home and he's going to score easily. The throw to first will get Ford. It'll be a 1-3 putout. RBI for Ford, his 16th of the year, and it's 1-0 Ducks.
2 of the 3 balls this inning have just been dribblers, but regardless, the Ducks on the board and a man in scoring position.
Into second was Vega. Angelo Sanco will back here. Sanco, 284, 14 home runs, and 36 RBIs. Look at that resume on Julio Franco. My goodness. So I was right. So he played for the Braves and the Mets in 2007 at age 48. In age 49, he's still playing in the Mexican League, and 6 years later, he comes out of retirement. He's in the United League here in Texas for Fort Worth at age 55. Played in 7 games. At 222. My goodness, that is a long time. 23 seasons. And keep in mind, he originally started playing his first year rookie ball, 1978, still playing in 2014. Playing still 3 years ago. The 1-0. That's one outside, but it doesn't look like he played in the Atlantic League. I thought he played somewhere for 1 year, but I've been mistaken. 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Angelo Sanco. 1-0 Ducks here in the top of the first. Runner at second with 1 away. Sanco, the left-handed hitting cleanup hitter. The 2-0, this one high, ball 3, 3-0. Humphrey brings up a good point. Here's Roger Clemens at age 50. Had to have been the oldest Atlantic League player ever. And here in 2012 at age 50, and his son Kobe in his second appearance. They can intentionally walk Sanco here, as I figured they might. It's probably the smart move. Alex Berg on deck, hitting just 256. Sanco probably heads to the All-Star game. His son Kobe caught him at half his age, at 25, became the first father-son batter in professional baseball history. And I'm forgetting also, Rafael Palmeiro was age 50 when he played here a couple years ago at Patrick. So a 2-way tie. Somebody is a few months older than the other. Well, in steps Berg, 256, and gets plunked in the back. And this is just another bad start for the Skeeters. 1 already in. 1-0, and is the bases loaded with 1 away here. Hit by pitch, loads him up. Vega will go down to third. Sanco to second, and on at first with the hit by pitch is Berg, and Elmer Reyes will step in. Reyes 304, a home run and 24 RBIs, and he's also tied for third in the league in hits with 65. place a bet on who's older, Roger Clemens or Rafael Palmeira. It's a tight race.
That's a tough guess.
This one swung on and into left field for a base hit past the diving shortstop Kevin Aarons. This might score 2, and now Hector Oliveira overruns the ball, and 2 runs will definitely score, and it's 3-0. All going wrong here for the Skeeters in the first. So if they score that 1 RBI or 2.
I think it should be 2, but I think Berg got third base because of the overrun by Oliveira.
So yeah, they officially score that one. See when we get it. They'll bring in the switch hitting Ruben Gotay. Back-to-back switch hitters here. And yep, they do credit Reyes with 2 RBIs. So far, no error on the board. Good change.
Yeah, it should be. Catcher's not going first to third on a base hit to left field.
That's true. First pitch to Gotay. This one up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Granted, Talbot hasn't gotten a lot of help, but he has already thrown 20 pitches. All right, we got the answer. Oh, see, I was going to let you weigh in on this one.
I can still weigh in
before you looked it up. All right.
I haven't looked it up yet.
So go. Actually, they're not the same age. Oh, that's right. They both played here at age 50, not the same year. So that's what confused me. So who's older? There's actually a 2-year difference.
That means Rogers older.
Yeah. Rogers 54 now. Palmeira 52. But I guess we would have to go back and see who was older when they played.
Ah, trickery.
It's the 1-1. This one a jam shot. And this one behind the plate. And Rodriguez didn't see it. I think he might have had a shot at it.
I do too. It was just a soft pop-up on a broken bat, but he couldn't locate the ball in the mist.
Well, going wrong 40 minutes to delay the start of this one. 2 balls overrun in the outfield. A walk, a hit by pitch. 3 runs in here in the top of the first. It is 3-0. And you're trying to break a 6-game losing streak, which is the longest of the year, and a longest home losing streak of all time in franchise history of 8. A 3-0 first is not a good way to start. And you really go back. We've talked about this, but some actual numbers here. It all started when Andy Wilkins left. Since Wilkins has left, they have lost 13 of the last 15 games, and during the 6-game losing streak, they're batting just .216, going 42 for 194. This lineup desperately needs a jump. They set up inside here. The 1-2 to Ruben Gotay is swung, a missed strike 3, so he gets the second out anyway after the missed foul pop. First K of the day. And there's 2 away.
Best pitch of the day probably for Talbot as well. Breaking ball with some depth. They needed that, not only to get a second out, but to maybe keep a potential 4th run from scoring.
They did put an error on the board, so that will be an E7 and allowed Berg to go to third. The 8th man to hit here in the first inning is the switch hitting Delta Cleary Jr., who will bat here from the left side. The center fielder comes in at .220 with a home run and 16 RBIs. This one a little bit low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Delta Cleary Jr. Former 37th round pick of the Rockies in 2008. LSU Eunice, LSU, and Florida going at it tonight. Actually, it's underway already.
Best of 3 championship series.
This one is chopped in front of the plate. Talbot will have to hurry to first to throw in time, and that'll do it. So another run will not score. But 8 men come to the plate. The Ducks get 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. Ducks 3, Skeeters coming to bat for the first time when we return.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters games on Sunday. Just show your proof of current membership to TDECU ticket office and score 2 free tickets any Sunday home game. Just visit your local agent. Figure out how you can become a member. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
Time to take a look at the starting lineup for your Sugar Land Skeeters, brought to you by MemberSource Credit Union. Whether it's a Skeeters checking account, a home loan, or an auto loan, be sure to check out MemberSource's complete lineup at membersourcecu.org. Josh Prince will lead it off. He'll be at second. Batting second is shortstop Kevin Ahrens. In center, Anthony Jansanti bats third. The cleanup hitter and first baseman Travis Scott. Brian Pounds at third bats fifth. Alfredo Rodriguez bats sixth. He'll be catching. Hector Oliveira in left bat seventh. Batting eighth, Joel Guzman, the DH, and batting ninth, Skeeters right fielder Derek Miller. First pitch by the right-hander Alfredo Simon is low and away. Ball 1-1-0. Prince, 244 home runs and 23 RBIs. He is second in the league in walks with 41. Prince slightly open stance from the right side. A little bit of bend in the knees. And this one is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Simon 0-1 and even 4 ERA, making his third appearance. All starts for the Ducks. So far he has thrown 9 innings. He has allowed a total of 4 hits. He has struck out 8 and walked 5. The 36-year-old former big leaguer stands in at 6'6", 265. This one is popped up into shallow right field. Coming in is Phelan Lantini, and he'll bring it down for out number 1.
Rest of the defensive alignment: Lantini in right, Clary Jr. in center, and Vega in left. Third to first around the diamond, Gotay, Lyons, Reyes, and Sanko, with the battery of Berg and Alfredo Simon.
Simon last year with the Reds, 2-7 and 936 ERA in 15 games, 11 starts, 11 seasons in minor league baseball, 43 and 49 with a 4.40 ERA. He's got some decent big league time. He spent time in the bigs with the Orioles from 2008 to 2011, Tigers in 2015, and the Reds in 2012 and 14, and then he returned last year in 2016. 9 big league seasons in all, 47 and 47, and a 4.56 ERA. 1 ball and no strikes to count here to Kevin Ahrens, 276 for Kevin, 5 home runs and 31 RBIs. The 1-0 check swing right back to Simon, and he'll throw a lollipop over to first for out number 2. Well, Simon was chosen to represent the National League All-Star in 2014. The game was in Minnesota, where he threw a scoreless inning of relief. The Dominican Republic native made 32 starts that season for the Reds, went 15 and 10, a 3.44 ERA, and 127 Ks in 196 and a third. So you can see he was a pretty valuable big league pitcher at one time. 15 wins, certainly nothing to sneeze about. Well, in steps Anthony Jansanti. Righty-righty matchup here for Simon. This one is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Simon, when he signed with the Phillies in 1999, he originally signed under the name Carlos Cabrera, pretended to be 21 years old. This one is hit high in the air to center field. Going back is Delta Cleary Jr., and he'll haul it in for the final out. So after the Ducks scored 3, the Skeeters go 3 up, 3 down. We are through 1 inning of play. Ducks 3, Skeeters nothing.
Fans, it is now time for the stolen base race. Jessica's down on the right field side with tonight's little feat. Jessica, who do you have with you tonight?
Thanks, Shane. Yes, I'm down here with Tristan. He's ready to take on the Texas Mattress Maker stolen base race. All right, Tristan, you see that base all the way out there in right field? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go down and steal it and bring it back to me. You ready? Let's put the countdown up there, please. 3, 2, 1, go! He is off. I hear some fans cheering over there on the third base side. Make some noise for him. Pick the race up, bring it back to me. About 15 seconds to go. You can do it. There we go. With about 10 seconds left, you are the winner of the stolen base race brought to you by Texas Mattress Makers. Back up to you, Shane.
Texas Mattress Makers. Check out their factory showroom specials that include twin mattress sets for as low as $199.
A Constellation Field and Dick's Sporting Goods will host National Pro Fast Pitch Softball Camp here on July 20 and 21st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for $65. Campers ages 8 to 13 will get coaching tips from professional softball players along with many other prizes. Plus, join us for 3 National Pro Fast Pitch Softball games, first at 7:05 on July 20th, then a doubleheader on July 21st at 3:30 for Game 1 and 7:05 for Game 2. For more information and to sign up, visit sugarlandskeeters.com. And don't worry, Brett Dolan won't be yelling at anybody during that.
I might show up to yell at somebody.
For free. He'll do it carte blanche, just to get practice.
That's right. Stay in rhythm.
Hey, you're terrible out there. You're not my dad. I know, but I got to yell at my daughter tomorrow. 1 ball and no strikes to count here. But who had a 3-run first inning will try to settle down the Ducks here. The only batter not to hit is Dan Lyons, who's at the plate now to beat Lyons, Lentini, and Vega. 9-1 and 2. The 2-0 to Lyons. This one a strike at the knees. 2-1 to count. Dan 247, a home run, 9 RBIs a couple of years ago. Rawlings decided to give out 1 Gold Glove to the Atlantic League for the best defensive player of the year, and Lyons was the guy who got it. The 2-1. Check swing. That one a strike on the inside corner, though, 2-2. I got to say, it's going to be hard for an outfielder, or definitely a pitcher, to win that 1 Gold Glove for the whole league.
I'd say it's kind of a ripoff, right? You want one at every position.
Yep. But there's only 1. Maybe we'll expand one day, but right now it's just 1. I think it's nice that Major League Baseball and the Rawlings folks included the Atlantic League.
That's true.
The 2-2. This one is served into right center field. This is going to be a long run for Jansanti, and he's going to catch up to it. Nice play. He's out number 1. He came a long way from center. A 1 out, none on. Back to the top of the order with Phelan Lentini, who continues to hurt the Skeeters. Already a single in this one after last night getting 3 hits, 2 singles and a triple. Got an infield single and scored the first run of the game as he did last night. 222 coming in, a home run and 11 RBIs for Lentini. Lentini, familiar with this area, played in Round Rock, in the Astro system in 2003, while Round Rock was a Double-A team at the time. Lifetime numbers in the minors: 287, 6 home runs, 117 RBIs. Correction, that's his affiliated numbers: 287, 6 home runs, 117 RBIs, 73 steals. The 0-1. This one fouled off to the right side. In Independent, he is a .311 career hit, 120 home runs, 450 steals, 731 RBIs in 1,289 games coming into the season. This guy actually hit for some power at one point in his career, not too long ago. This one is a little bit low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Was in Lancaster. He had 19 home runs and 92 RBIs with 32 steals, proving anyone can hit home runs, even Brett Dolan in Lancaster.
I get 6 or 7.
6 or 7 hits?
No, homers.
6 or 7 at bats, more like. 0 for 6.
Kevin Millar was hit one for the St. Paul Saints the other night.
But you're no Kevin Millar.
Well, true, but he's old.
Swung and missed, strike 3. Dropped by Rodriguez. He throws it down to first a little high, and grabbing in his Travis Scott, he had his right foot on first base, and his entire body was in foul territory. How old is Millar?
45, 46, somewhere in there.
Why did he hit for the St. Paul Saints?
Well, he played for the Saints on his way up, so
that's right,
he went
before
back,
Boston.
played a game, and he hit a home run.
Well, 4 in a row now retired by Talbot after that RBI single by Reyes, who drove in 2 to make it a 3-0 game. And that's where we stand here, top of the second, 3-0 Long Island. And Talbot allowed 3 in the first, trying for a 1-2-3 inning here in the second. First pitch fouled off by Vega, who singled and scored in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Ducks, no runs on no hits, and 1 E for the Skeeters. The 0-1. Swan, a hit to the right side, right at Travis Scott, and Talbot regroups, has himself a 1-2-3 inning. A fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out. Middle of the second, Ducks 3, and the Skeeters nothing.
Like Swanson is out, it's down to Gaetti and Dinky Jones. And Dinky Jones takes the race. Congratulations, Dinky Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, that rally brought to you by Momentum Mini.
If you like Texas country music, you'll want to be at Constellation Field on Saturday, August 19th at 6:05 p.m. Stay late after the game for a live post-game concert from Mickey and the Motorcars as part of the Skeeters post-game concert series sponsored by Bud Light. To get your tickets, call 281-240-HITS or log on to SugarlandSkeeters.com. Skeeters out 3-0 as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Ira Lee, Brent Dolan, Andy Humphrey will join the broadcast later. Travis Scott will lead it off after the Skeeters went 1-2-3 in the first. It'll be the meat of the order 4, 5, and 6 here in the second. Travis Scott, Brian Pounds, and Wilfredo Rodriguez against right-hander and former big league all-star Alfredo Simon. First pitch here from Simon is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count. Mentioned that all-star appearance. Johnny Cueto, his teammate, was originally elected to the All-Star game. He could not go, so it was Simon who took his place. The 0-1. This one is low and in. So, Brett, are you pro or con that extra man, the 5 choices for the extra man to make the All-Star team?
Like, oh, I like it.
You like it? Just seems like no matter what you have, there's going to be somebody left off. So then after you have that extra man, then there's the 4 other guys who could have made it that didn't. But I always feel that, you know, like Cueto probably didn't pitch in this All-Star game because he had just pitched. So guys who just pitch, who can't pitch, don't go. Other guys just want the time off. Other guys get injured. So I always feel that the guys should go, eventually get filled in for where they should be.
They usually do, yeah.
The 2-1. This one in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike here to Scott.
I mean, for all practical purposes, Dallas Keuchel should be on an all-star team. He may not start again until after the break. He should at least be named to it and go, but then someone will take his spot on the roster.
Which is fine because you were an all-star. Even if you decided not to go, you've gotten the honor. By the way, well, Alfredo Simon made that all-star team. He certainly took advantage. He gave a leadoff single to Derek Jeter, but then he retired Mike Trout on a lineout, Robinson Cano on a strikeout, and Miguel Cabrera on a lineout. That's 3 pretty healthy hitters right there. A pretty good argument that he got 3 future Hall of Famers out and pitched against another one. Those are 4 future Hall of Famers right
Would
there.
that have been Jeter's last All-Star game?
Yes, it would have been. Yeah, that's another good one. It's Derek Jeter in his final All-Star game. Part of a couple of pretty big trades I'll get to after this pitch. 3-2 here on Travis Scott. Long look in by Simon. Now he's ready. They're going to set up inside here. The payoff pitch to Travis. Swung a missed strike 3. And his 4 straight retired to start this one. First strikeout for Simon. Well, Simon was traded in 2004 along with former Yankee and Met Ricky Leday to the Phillies. From the Phillies to the Giants for Felix Rodriguez, and then was traded by the Orioles to the Phillies in December of 2006 with current Somerset Patriots catcher Adam Donahue in catch. His major league debut in September 6th of 2008 against the Oakland A's, pitched 1 1/3 innings. Collected his first save on April 27th in 2010 against the Yankees and earned his first win on May 18th in 2010. Pitching 1 1/3 innings of scoreless relief against the Royals, and then went ahead and had Tommy John surgery after suffering an injury in 2008. That was before the trades, obviously. The 0-1. This one swung and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to count.
Tell you what, he's pretty filthy tonight.
Yes, he is. See what his fastball tops out at.
Thought I saw 93 earlier. I'm a little bit off with my vantage point with the ribbon boards, but he showed the slider and the curve.
The 0-2 here to Pounds. This one swung a miss, strike 3. He's on his game here. 2 straight strikeouts to start the second. 5 straight retired to start this one for Simon. Skeeters are trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. Alfredo Rodriguez will take his shot at Simon. 289, 2 home runs, and 12 RBIs. In steps the Skeeters' right-handed hitting catcher. Skeeters not off to a good start again here, trying to avoid their 7th straight loss and their 9th straight at home. This one is a fastball strike on the outside corner. That one was at 86. Seemed harder. Rodriguez hitting .301 in the last 14 games, going 16 for 53. Driven in 6 and scored 6 during that span as well. A former pick of the Rockies, was picked up in the offseason by the White Sox, but they signed a bunch of catchers. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here to Wilfredo. Last year really had a career year for Wilfredo, especially power numbers wise. He had 7 home runs, a career high at 288, 32 home runs. And a lot of guys thought he was going to be too young last year, just 22. This one hit into right field for a base hit, so Wilfredo continues his hot hitting, goes the other way. That breaks up the string of 5 straight retired to start this one by Simon. Well, Hector Olivera will step in, 262 with a home run and 6 RBIs for Olivera. Olivera, last 8 games, 8 for 38, 266 mark. In steps the Skeeters' right-handed hitting left fielder. This should be a pretty interesting matchup. A Dominican player against a former Cuban player. Both have big league time. This one is chopped foul just to the left of home, up the third base side. No balls and 1 strike to count here. Three runs on 3 hits for the Ducks. No runs on 1 hit for the Skeeters. Skeeters have also committed 1 error. The Ducks have not. He throws the fastball here. This one swung and served into center field for a base hit. And after 2 down here, Skeeters didn't have a hit. Now back-to-back hits, first and second, 2 on with 2 out. And Joel Guzman will step in, and Joel really has to get off the schneid. He is just 1 for 33 as a member of the Skeeters. That is an 0-30 mark. This is a guy last year with York who hit 278, 16 home runs, 85 RBIs in 122 games. Let's see if we can break out of it in a big way with a big blast. The Skeeters trailing 3-0. One swing here could tie it up. Simon looks in for the sign. Let's see where they set up on the first pitch. Looks like they will set up away, and they do. And this one swung and missed as Joel Guzman chases the first pitch here. He has been swinging at way too many first pitches. Ryan Page, the home plate umpire tonight. Greg Orr is at first, and Mike Durantis is the third base umpire. The 0-1. Swung and hit towards short. Will he get under the glove of Lyons? No, but it squirts off of his mitt. Stopping at third, however, is Rodriguez, and the bases are loaded. When you're 1 for 33, will take any hit you can get. An infield single by Guzman loads the bases, and the Skeeters really need to capitalize here. Now, we've talked about this before, Brent, but if you leave the bases loaded here, what does this mean to your psyche as a team?
Well, I think the bigger issue is I thought Simon looked real good showing off his arsenal of pitches through 5 batters. The Skeeters got to him. He hung a breaking ball to Rodriguez, gave up a hit on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to Oliveira. Guzman with the infield single. So you want to take advantage against Simon. If he settles in, I don't know how many big scoring opportunities he might provide.
Miller 0 for 3 with the bases loaded, but he does have 3 RBIs. This pitch here is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Derek starting to pick it back up again. Last 5 games, 5 for 16, a .313 mark. Simon's ready, pitching from the stretch with the bases full. The 0-1, check swing, did he go? Yes, says the home plate umpire Brian Page, and Miller now in an 0-2 hole.
Right now, both pitchers know that Brian Page has given that inside corner to righties. Almost a pitch right under the hands. If I'm Simon, I try and locate that spot.
Good so far for Simon. He's thrown 25 pitches, 19 for strikes, just 6 balls here. He set up outside the 0-2. By Miller, one a few inches off the outside corner, lays off 1 and 2. Skeeters are down 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. The bases loaded with 2 down. At third, it is Wilfredo Rodriguez. Hector Oliveira on at second. Joel Guzman on at first. The 1-2. Swung and hit down the right field line. This should drop in. It's a fair ball. This will score 2. Rodriguez scores. Oliveira scores. Miller's going to get in there with a double. And just like that, the Skeeters cut it to 1. They trail 3-2. And now Kevin Baez is going to come out to argue this one. That was clearly fair. Miller's double. RBI's number 19 and 20.
Boy, Sanko's furious. And right, Gergos is pointing to the spot where it hit. He's not even moving.
That looked clearly fair to me. How did it look
I
to
thought
you?
so. I thought it dropped right on the line. And Michael Nix turned to his dugout and kind of threw up his hands as if to say, I don't know what the argument's all about. It looked fair.
He's got it right there. The Skeeters just like that trail just 3-2, and another 2-out hit here would actually give the Skeeters the lead. Back to the top of the order with Josh Prince. Prince flew out to right his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Josh came in at 240 with 4 home runs and 23 RBIs as he chats it up with catcher Alex Bird. Let's see if Prince can come through here with 2 down. A base hit would erase a 3-0 deficit and give the Skeeters a 4-3 lead. You certainly need a bit of help and a little bit of luck. Prince with the runners in scoring position and 2 down, hitting .273 and 22 at bats with a home run and 7 RBIs. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Simon now 20 of 28 for strikes. Guzman at third, Miller on at second. The 1-0. This one is hit into left field for a base hit that easily scores Guzman. Here comes Miller. The throw home will never get Miller, and the Skeeters have taken the lead 4-3, erasing a 3-0 deficit in the first here in the second inning. Some clutch two-out hitting by Miller and Prince. 2 RBIs apiece. Now we're going to get a visit to the mound here. Big turn of events for the Skeeters. Maybe that's the mojo that they've been looking for. While they discuss it on the mound, I'll remind you that we're having a really unique giveaway on July 16th. Swatson memorabilia, if you're a Swatson fan, and Swatson Bobble Belly giveaway. On July 16th at 6:05, the first 2,000 fans will receive a free Swatson Bobble Belly doll. To get your tickets, call 281-240-HITS or visit the Skeeters online at sugarlandskeeters.com. Skeeters now in front by a run, 4-3, as Kevin Aarons will step in. The Ducks batted 8 in the first. Skeeters will bat 8 here in the second as Aarons steps in. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to count. Aarons grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Came in 276, 5 home runs and 31 RBIs. And right after the last 2 with hits, what's Aarons looking for here?
Tell you what I'd look for. So whatever that 87-mile-an-hour pitch is, I don't know if that's a little cutter that he's throwing up there. I'd rather hit that than 93 or that 74-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
The last pitch was at 90 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Aarons, who is tied for 3rd in the league with 15 doubles. They set up outside. This one swung and missed. The throw down to second is not in time as Josh Prince steals his 13th base of the year. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Aarons. That was a good move by Prince. Now a base hit. They give the Skeeters another run. They're up 4-3. 3 in the first by the Ducks. Skeeters 4 here in the second. 3 runs on 3 hits for Long Island, 4 runs on 5 hits for the Skeeters. Keep in mind, this is an important fact, Skeeters had 5 hits all of last night. 5 hits already here in the second.
Even more importantly, in the last 5 games, they've scored just 11 runs total. So to get a 4 spot, a crooked number, big step forward.
Number 4 at the plate, Kevin Aarons, the Houston product, former first-round pick. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner down at second and Josh Prince. 4 runs in here in the bottom of the second. 4-3, the Skeeters in front. This one hit down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Prince will score easily. Aarons is going to try for second, and he's going to make it a double for Aarons. And the Skeeters with a 5 spot here in the second take a 2-run lead now, 5-3. Aarons with his 16th double of the year will tie him for second in the league now. RBI number 32 as the Skeeters have batted around. As Anthony Jansanti will step in as the 9th batter to hit here in the second, excuse me. Jansanti came in as the 10th best hitter in the Atlantic League at 305. 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Out to center his first time up. A poor start for the Skeeters, but coming on strong here in the second. First pitch here to Jansanti is low and away, backhanded by Berg. This is the first time the Skeeters have led in this series. This is game 4 of a 7-game series. The 1-0 from Simon. This one is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Simon, who was pretty efficient, now has 36 pitches, 24 for strikes. Now granted, a 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio, which is very good, but 6 of those strikes for hits and 5 runs. The 2-0 swung and missed as Jansanti almost came out of his shoes for that one. 2 balls and a strike. Jansanti, a great line drive hitter. Like a big uppercut swing, almost Jeremy Barfield-esque.
He made real good contact in the first. Delta Clary Jr. had to race back, make a running catch over the shoulder.
2 balls and a strike here to number 21, Anthony Jansanti. This one swung and belted out to center field and deep. Going back is Delta Cleary Jr. reaches up and he misses it. A little too nonchalant. Now it rattles around and looks like Jansanti's going to head for third, and he's going to make it. The Skeeters take a 6-3 lead on Anthony Jansanti's triple. I don't know what went on here with the Skeeters. Maybe some extra sunflower seeds between innings. They have poured it on as 10 men will bat here. Skeeters have scored 6 times and have a 6-3 lead.
There was 2 outs, 2 strikeouts, and no hint of contact before this exploded.
Well, Travis Scott, who started this inning with the first of those strikeouts, will bat here. And Delta Cleary Jr., to end the last inning, he kind of did what he just did here, where he kind of reached up nonchalantly, almost like a wide receiver, pulling down a pass with nobody around him. But he did the same thing here, and the ball was a little too high. It went off of his mitt this time. One grounded to the right side of the mound. Simon has it. He'll throw it to first, and that will do it. But not before the Skeeters send 10 men to the plate. They score it 6 times on 6 straight hits, and now through 2, it is the Skeeters 6 and the Ducks 3. Well, we move to the top of the third. A change of tides indeed. The Ducks scored 3 in the top of the first. And thought, here we go again, but the Skeeters answer with a half a dozen runs in the bottom of the second. They lead 6-3, so Mitch Talbot has new life. But joining us here in the booth on Military Monday is Jim Merriman, Captain Jim Merriman. Captain, how are you, sir?
I am doing well, Ira. How about yourself?
Very good. Thanks for joining us here. Talk about, I know a lot of people know what PTSD is, post-traumatic stress disorder, but what does the PSD Foundation do and really its main purpose?
Well, our main purpose, Ira, is we were founded as a outreach program. We actually grew out of Military Ministries, which has been working with our military active duty and reserves for a number of years. In fact, our program is based upon a program that developed. Houston was actually chosen, and how the PTSD Foundation came into being is a lot of people don't realize it, but we are the 3rd largest military retirement community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you go San Antonio, then San Diego, and here's Houston, Texas,
Oh,
and
no
no
kidding.
base. And we're also the 2nd largest veterans community, too, in the United States. And Texas has 1.6 million veterans in Texas right now, and most of them are concentrated actually right here in the surrounding 16 counties. The purpose of our birth was to bring an awareness. It was the belief that Military Ministries, who works with our veterans or with the active duty.
This one swung and a missed strike, 3-4 down, so momentum continuing here. Talbot with his 3rd K of the day, and there's one away.
And what we decided is that, you know, with the veterans falling through what we called the crack, because there were so many falling through, just to give you an idea, PTSD is not truly a disorder, but it is a dysfunction in the sense that your identity is lost when you start suffering with PTSD. You know, there's a spirit within us, that man that tries to move forward. But PTSD is a natural reaction to any traumatic event. I mean, you can have PTSD from an automobile accident or witnessing one.
Okay. I think most people equate it with war now.
Well, they do equate it with war, and probably it's received its most notoriety because of war. But yet, interesting enough, if you go back and read some books, the term has been around, not so much PTSD, but traumatic events discussing itself.
This one, a bullet hit to Travis Scott at first. Leon assisted on the line drive. There's the second out, so Talbot getting some balls batted his way. 2 outs, none on here for Alex Bergs. Skeeters leading 3-0. One thing I didn't realize, you always, you think about PTSD and you think about the effects of it after the war, but there's also things that trigger that. Talk about some of those things.
Some of the triggers will be something very simple. You'll be walking down the street and you hear a sudden noise, especially like an automobile backfire. That is known as a trigger.
This one is skied into right field, and Derek Miller is going to bring it down. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Stick around for another half an inning.
Oh, sure. And what it does is it causes a reaction to take place. Now, that reaction is normally a mental stress, and it causes other things too. It can cause physical stress, depression, oppression, the inability for you to actually think. Is the battle, the war with PTSD is fought right here in the mind. Once you can have victory, what we have found, and what is so very true, is that if the person can talk about that event that happened, and I know this from my own personal experience because I had PTSD, is if you can address that day, that hour, what happened, and then sit back and say, okay, I finally talked about it. Because the thing about PTSD, many will not talk about it. That has to be the first event on your road to healing. Talk about it, admit it, and then say, you know what, I'm not going to let this bother me. I can have victory over this, and you can't.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back here in a moment. Skeeters up 6-3.
In the 2013 film 42, it focuses on Flynn and his journey to becoming the first African American to break the color barrier. I'll give you 3 choices. Is it A, Hank Aaron, B, Barry Bonds, or C, Jackie Robinson?
Jackie Robinson, sure.
Are you sure? Is it C? Of course it is. Congratulations, you are the winner of 25 Skeeter bucks thanks to Assured Quote Solutions. Back to you, Shane.
Assured Quote Solutions, proud sponsor of baseball movie trivia. Check them out on the web. Assured Quote Solutions, LLC.com.
Well, we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Skeeters have a 6-3 lead after exploiting last inning with half a dozen runs. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 here for Sugar Land as they're trying to add to this lead. Brian Pounds, Wilfredo Rodriguez, and Hector Oliveira. We're still joined here in the booth on a Military Monday by Captain Jim Merriman, and we were talking about kind of the trigger devices, but can you give us an idea of kind of the impact of PTSD on society and individuals, and especially their families, really, who are affected probably more so?
Absolutely. You know, the major impact about PTSD is a sense of loss, loneliness. But it goes beyond that. It goes to the point where you feel numb. You have no caring anymore. Now, that can be transcribed even to a family. When you start isolating yourself and pulling yourself in, suddenly that affects the family. Other things can affect it too, such as anger. Anger is one of the most notable.
This one misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to count here to Pounds, who came in 179 with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs.
And when that starts happening and you withdraw, the relationship, not only with yourself but with others, dissipates. And it's the most stunning after effect of the family that you can ever experience. I mean, right now, as we are speaking, most of the service in the United States Marine Corps, divorce rates because of PTSD are averaging somewhere around 50%, 67% in the United States Army. The Air Force and Navy are far behind.
This one hit into right center field. Another hit here for the Skeeters. That is their 8th hit of the night already. A leadoff single here by Pounds. And I don't know what happened to Alfredo Simon, but after that 1-2-3 first, it has been 8 hits against him in the last inning plus, as Alfredo Rodriguez will step in with 1 on. And now, how does it actually differ from, I mean, any type of disease is going to affect a family. How does it differ from, you know, somebody who has cancer or somebody who's disabled? Like, how does it differ to the family?
Well, the one thing there is, you know, with cancer, the possibility of death is very real. I know that because I've been a survivor of cancer. And the thing, though, with PTSD is it can continue on and on for years. In fact, some of the symptoms that would trigger something may not show up for as much as 22 years. And I speak personally because they attended me.
So how did you know that you had it if it didn't really affect you till 22 years later?
I had an anger issue. I didn't have the nightmares, the dreams, which are some of the common ordinary effects of PTSD. I didn't have depression, but I had survivor's guilt. My best friend died that day, and I blamed myself for the next 22 years until one day I was forced to face the fact that I was going to go back, this time commanding others, into a combat situation in Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and I said, you know, I've got to deal with this because I can't be effective if I'm allowing this thing to constantly fret upon my mind and upon my spirit. And that's what happens. That's the major effect, and that's what transcribes across to a family, even down to the children, where they start to feel alienated. And alienation causes that withdrawal.
Sure.
When that happens, everything, schoolwork, the things that are normal activities start to fail. Nothing you can do about it until you address that one issue.
3-0 the count here to Alfredo Rodriguez, who is 1 for 1 with a run scored. Skeeters are leading 6-3 here in the bottom of the 3rd. One swung and fouled into the net. 3 balls and 1 strike. We are joined here on Military Monday by U.S. Navy fighter pilot Captain Jim Merriman, and 30 years of service. And a lot of people in our front office will like to know that you're an A&M Aggie. A lot of Aggies in this office.
Right. Class of 72, me and Rick Perry.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yeah. Although Rick doesn't know me that well. But we've spoken several times.
The 3-1, there goes Pounds. This one hit out to right field. Pounds doesn't know where it is, and it's over the head of Phelan Lentini. And they're going to wave around Pounds. Oh, they're going to stop him at 3rd. And the Skeeters are at it again here. A double by Rodriguez as he goes the other way for the 2nd straight time. 2nd and 3rd. With nobody out for Hector Oliveira, who is already 1 for 1 himself with a run scored. Skeeters leading 6-3, trying to add it here.
So, Jim, did you serve in Vietnam?
I did. I did 3 tours in Vietnam. I enlisted in '67. I'm a Mustanger by Navy Marine Corps terms. I was enlisted for 6 years, became an officer, was selected for the Navy's NESIP program. Went to Texas A&M University. Had to get an engineering degree. I got mine in marine engineering, then a marine transportation degree. Went to U of H at the same time and got another BS.
Wow.
And eventually ended up at the Naval War College and also the National Intelligence University. So as my friends say, yeah, Jim's a good guy. He's a master of the MS.
We have a pitching change here, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the new pitcher, and we'll speak more to Captain Jim Merriman back here in just a minute.
Pitching for the Ducks, number 48. Church.
New pitcher for the Ducks is Henry Hirsch. Replaces Simon, who retired the first 5 he faced and then got very few outs. After that, Hirsch on for the 6th time, 0-1, a 4.05 earned run average.
Hirsch, 24 years old, number 48, 6'3", 185 from Hartsdale, New York. And a pitch here with the runners on second and third and nobody out as Simon looked dominant, like he was going to mow through the Skeeters after 1, 2, 3 innings. 6 in the second. Second and third here, nobody out. The first pitch is fouled back. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Hector Oliveira. We're still joined here in the booth on a Military Monday by Captain Jim Merriman, a U.S. Navy fighter pilot for 30 years and Texas A&M Aggie. And to my next question right after this next pitch by the right-hander Hirsch. The infield is in here for the Ducks. They'll set up outside. And the 0-1 swung and hit high in the air to center field. This should be deep enough. Delta Cleary Jr., the center fielder, underneath it. Tagging is Pounds. The throw will come into third. Pounds will score, and the Skeeters now take a 4-run lead, 7-3. RBI number 7 on the season for Oliveira. Wanted to also ask you, Jim, what's really important for the communities to get involved?
Well, I think the most important thing about the communities getting involved is when you think about it, we're finding the rate. Let's talk about a suicide rate. There's one veterans. There's one 22 in a 24-hour period. Active duty and reserve, it's about 5 now. The rate keeps increasing. I'll give you a magnitude. 1975, the Vietnam War ended. There were 58,472 killed, and they're on the wall. Since then, 250,000 plus have committed suicide. Since 9/11, we've had 6,000 killed in combat, and we're right now over 10,000 in suicide. It's an epidemic.
No doubt about it. That's one swung and foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. What do you think is the most difficult thing that you've seen, whether it was a friend or just somebody you were helping out or yourself personally?
Really is trying to understand why. You know, a lot of people say when you get to this place where you're at a stopping point, that's where you're going to go out and do something. Well, that's true. Usually that's where the suicide. Families aren't aware of it, and sometimes families will ignore it, just as the individual veteran ignores it. He ignores the symptoms, but in a sense, his mind is not rewired to take that step forward. There's fear. Fear is one of the greatest symptoms and one of the greatest triggers. Fear will trigger many things, to include reliving the day and event.
A 2-1 here, fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But I think the thing that the community has to understand is that 1 in every 5 of our armed forces veterans coming back will probably have PTSD.
Wow, that's a lot.
We've had, in the last 330, since 9/11, we've had 2.7 million participate in everything from OEF, OIF to today's current operations.
The 2-2 here to Guzman from the right-hander. He'll look at second, come home, and this one in the dirt. That'll run the count full 3-2. Skeeters are leading 7-3, 6 in the second inning. 1 more here in the 7th. A run in with 1 out and 1 on. And Guzman has a 3-2 count on him. Now, you cannot run Rodriguez. There is no force behind him. Let's see if Guzman gets a pitch to hit here. He's already 1 for 1. Derek Miller doubled in 2 on deck. Hirsch gets the sign. Berg will set up outside. The payoff pitch here to Guzman is on the inside corner, strike 3. Guzman thought he had ball 4, and he's going to come back and speak with umpire Brian Page. That was the first strikeout for Hirsch, and there's 2 down. Now, when did you know that you'd finally reached a point where you'd gotten help and you had gotten much better?
I realized at that point when I started addressing the issue of what was the founding problem of this surviving, that I survived and my best friend did. There's nothing I could do about it. And that's the whole thing about PTSD. We will constantly keep searching. How did I do it? How did I mess this up? How did I do it? There's nothing that you did. It just happens. It's like walking down the street in a car plows into a car in front of you or something. It just happens. It's a natural event that happens. There's nothing you can do about it. What you can do about it is start addressing the issue that allows you to stay focused and not allowing you to let it take you over, but you have command of it.
The 0-1 coming here to Derek Miller. Hirsch looks at second. He'll come home, and this one is low. This may sound simple, but you know, a lot of times they say, you know, live for that person because they would have wanted you to live if it had been the other way around. Is it sometimes that simple to kind of?
It is sometimes that simple. It's very simple. The one thing about it is, you know, in the military we are taught, the code of conduct says if captured you will never surrender. We're taught never to surrender. But with PTSD, you've got to surrender the event, and then surrender. The next step is to say, I believe I can be healed, I can move forward, and I'm going to do that. It's just a matter of surrendering. But you have to have a support to do that.
I think that's kind of like with an athlete too. You have that competitive spirit. You don't ever want to surrender.
That's right. You don't ever want to. And in fact, we have a group of our guys who are here tonight, and I'm so proud of those guys. Each and every one of them have taken that step to say, you know what, this I didn't cause this event. This event happened, but I have power over that event. Because you do.
It's a tough thing to realize, though, sometimes.
That's right. The power of the event is the event shouldn't shape you. You shape the recovery of the event. And once that happens, you start seeing things. Now, somebody once asked me, they said, well,
this one foul back and out of play. Count remains 2-2 here on Miller. 2 outs, 1 on, 1 in. Skeeters leading 7-3 here in the third.
One fellow one time asked me after I had spoken, he said, well, how many people have gone through your program? I said, well, to date, in the beginning there was only 4 of us. Now there's about 20 of us on staff. We've grown over these last, since 2010.
Before we run out of time, tell people how they can get involved in this foundation.
You can get involved, first of all, give us a call. Go to our website, which is ptsdusa.org. It will tell you much about what we do and why we do it. We have what we call warriors groups. We also have family support groups where we work with the families to help them walk through the situation so they learn about it and what they can do to help and assist themselves as well. It will explain all that, but the thing is awareness. Know that, as I said, 1 in every 5, we can sit here and we can look at 5 people out of there. One of those 5 people will have PTSD if they're better. The current rate expected on these returning from the, as I said, the 9/11 events is 30% will be diagnosed with PTSD and less than 45% will do anything about it.
Jim, we really appreciate you taking time. Captain Jim Merriman, U.S. Navy fighter pilot, join us here for a few minutes. Appreciate you coming, Jim. Thanks for joining us.
It was my pleasure, and as I always say, Si Pexpertus, Semper Fidelis, Fraternis Eterni. To all our military veterans listening, often tested, always faithful, brothers, and yes, sisters forever. Hooah.
Skeeters up 7-3, back here in just a moment.
Buckling up not only saves lives, but also protects motorists against expensive citations. Visit Texas Clicker Ticket. Drive down for information.
The run there up 7-3, and to keep this one rolling, my broadcast partner, Brett Dolan. Brett?
Well, Toba Reyes will lead off the 4th inning for the Ducks. Skeeters had an explosion that knocked out Alfredo Simon, and now Mitch Talbot, the beneficiary. He gave up 3 runs in the first, but he had a couple of soft comebackers. He had a little dribbler for an infield hit. First pitch to Reyes, called a strike. Reyes indignant already. Thought that pitch was down and out. It didn't look bad at all, but Reyes arguing with Brian Page.
What do you think went wrong with Simon? You were talking about how filthy he was with that first inning, and he fell apart in that second.
I have no idea. I mean, he retired 5 in a row with one hard hit ball, and then all of a sudden, I mean, Rodriguez hit a curveball with 2 strikes, and Oliveira singled on a fastball up the middle. Time was asked for, it wasn't given. Reyes backed out, but the pitch missed. Had that pitch been a strike, Reyes would have lost it.
He's pretty mad now. Here comes Baez down at third.
Reyes knocked in 2 runs with a single in the first. Pitch from Talbot is punched in a couple of hard bounces. A skimmer towards Scott. He'll field it near his shoe and take it to the bag to retire Reyes. Now, you go back to the play that Guzman had the infield hit. Lyons tried to make the diving stop. If he was able to flip to second, it ends the inning. Bases are loaded. Miller hits the ball that lands on the chalk for a bloop double. And then Prince had the single, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you looked up and 6 runs were across.
And then after Miller, that ball hit down by Kevin Aarons just hit the chalk down the left field line.
And the onslaught was on for a team that has scored 11 runs in their last 5 games. The Skeeters have 7 home tonight. Here's Gotay, left-handed batter, open stance, and the pitch from Talbot is up and out for a ball.
So after that RBI single by Elmares in the first, it is now Talbot, who has retired 9 in a row.
And again, it looked like he had pretty good stuff in the first. He just got tagged for 3 runs. Pitch in there for a strike to Gotay. The hit batter really kind of messed things up for Talbot because it came after the intentional walk to Sanko. Then Reyes got the single, but Gotay struck out when he had a chance with a fly ball to make it 4-0. Rips one foul wide of first over near the stands. Count 1-2. We're in the 4th inning. Skeeters up 7-3. Talbot's next pitch hooked on the ground to first. Another roller for Scott. He flips to first to Talbot. That's 10 in a row set down by the Skeeters right-hander.
Talbot really cruising here now. He has thrown just 51 pitches, 32 for strikes, 19 for balls. Here's Delta Cleary Jr. Hit a little dribbler in front of the plate. Was retired by Talbot to end that first inning. Talbot raises that left leg in the air, pauses for a second, then delivers, and the pitch in there for a strike. 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Talbot. Cleary Jr., another left-handed batter, another open stance, and he'll dribble one off the end of the bat towards third. There is Pounds, his throw across, and Travis fell down, but he kept his foot in the bag, reaching for a ball that was a little bit up the right field line, but the inning is over. So the Ducks go in order. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Skeeters up over Long Island, 7-3.
TK Factory's official sponsor of birthday cakes and birthday parties here at Constellation Field. Check out TKFactory.com for all of your TK custom cake needs. And speaking of birthdays, check out my man on top of the Skeeters dugout, the Texas size video board. That's the man Dalton celebrating an 8th birthday today. We're all going to sing a little happy birthday to Dalton. All right, fans, are you ready? Because here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dalton. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, buddy. All right. Dalton Barnes, Sayona, Garrett, Nick. Happy birthday to all of you. Special guest there. Thank you for spending your special day with us. And to the groups in the house, St. Peter's Gate, we also got the Ham, those common veterans. Also, Rosebridge Village Softball, Download Channel. First Skeeters and Berkeley is welcome as well. All right, right now, we're very good for Jessica's on the ground. Got a very special update for us. All right, Jessica, take it away.
Shane, yes, I'm down here on top of the third base.
7 runs on 9 hits and an error for the Skeeters. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors for Long Island as this game heads into the bottom of the 4th inning. Skeeters sent 10 men to the plate in a 6-run second inning. Tacked on a run in the 3rd. I think we have a marriage proposal right now.
Yes, we do. I'm pretty sure she said yes, she's accepting the ring.
We probably planned this for the bottom of the 4th inning, and here we are at 9 o'clock, and she said I had to wait an extra couple of hours with a lengthy beginning and a rain delay.
Must have been torture for the guy proposing.
Yeah,
you gotta wait an extra hour.
He might have had a little anxiety, a little anticipation. Here's Prince. He singled in 2 runs in the 2nd. That put the Skeeters up 4-3. Flied up to right back in the 1st. He's done hunting, fishing, and loving every day as he steps in. Prince with 51 hits on the year. Swings to the first one and fouls it back over the screen and out of play. First 3 games of the series, the Skeeters mustered just 5 runs, 7 tonight. So, you know, the hope was, and I you know, it's a little bit cliche. It's a little bit hard to believe sometimes when a team is in a real bad stretch that maybe 1 inning or 1 game could kind of flip the switch as the pitch is high. Because when that stretch starts to go 5 and 6 games, you start to feel like, my goodness, this is going to be a rough one. So then the Ducks come out and score 3 in the 1st, get a little bit of good fortune. And Simon retires the first 5 he faces. As that pitch came in so far, it hit the bat of Prince and ricochets away. Would have been easy to say, my goodness, this is going to be an ugly one tonight. Before you know it, in the blink of an eye, the Skeeters are up 4.
It's just what the Skeeters needed. I mean, when this game started, you let up 3 in the 1st, you thought it'd be another one of those nights. But they flipped the script really quickly with 6 runs in the bottom of the 2nd.
Hirsch's pitch is swung on and missed. Prince will chase and go down on strikes. So Hirsch has retired all 4 he's faced, including 3 Ks.
Got an interesting note for you here.
I'll be the judge of that, but go ahead.
Expect nothing else from you. Well, we're talking about the oldest ever Atlantic League players. Now, he wasn't the oldest, but Ricky Henderson was still playing after his major league career was over at age 45. Started at 44, played here in the Atlantic League at age 44 and 45 for the Newark Bears when they were still here in the Atlantic League. He finishes his career in San Diego for the Golden League. He plays for the San Diego Surf Dogs. Now, what does all that mean? Well, that means he ended his career at 46, but it also means that he played 30 seasons, 30 professional seasons. And also, you know about his stolen base record where he stole 1,406. Well, because of these extra minor league seasons combined, he winds up stealing 1,719 bases overall. And of course, he just got over the 3,000 mark at 3,055. But with all his minor league numbers and independent league numbers, 3,705 hits. So in that career, put up some pretty wealthy numbers for Ricky.
0-2 pitch to Aarons in the dirt. 10-year. Ricky got 30 years.
Yep. And he played in 3,697 games, making just over 16,000 plate appearances at 16,001.
What year was he in the PCL with Portland?
Let's see, that was in 2001.
Okay. 1-2 pitch, curve nearly clipped, and in fact it did hit the elbow of Aarons. Barely. It ended up in the glove of Berg. Here's Anthony Jansanti. He hit an RBI triple over the head of Clary Jr. in the 2nd. Twice he's hit the ball hard in Clary's direction. One he ran down, one that just carried beyond his reach.
There's a mind-boggling number for you. Ricky Henderson's major league career. Guess what his on-base percentage was for his career?
420.
A little high. 401. That's still unbelievable over a career that lasted 25 seasons. Quarter
That's
of a
true.
century.
Start to fade a bit as Jan Santee takes one up and in. Heck, they named the ballpark, at least the field, after him now in Oakland. 1-on-1 out, bottom of the fourth. Jan Santee, a big cut and a foul into the glove of Berg for a strike.
I don't think I've ever heard of a stadium with one name and a field for the other.
They do it in college football a lot.
That's true.
But yeah, Ricky Henderson Field.
Is it full Ricky being Ricky Fields?
It could be. Just call it the Coliseum. Here's the 1-1. That's smothered on a low pitch. Berg will get a new baseball, and the previous one thrown away. They count 2 balls and a strike to Jan Santee. Skeeters leading 7-3. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Toss to first, and it skipped into the glove of Sanko, but Aaron's back and diving. So the previous pitch barely touched the dirt. It was scooped by Berg, and that ball came out of play. Hirsch just bounced one to Sanko, and that ball goes back to him, and it stays in play. Here's the 2-1. Low again, 3 balls and a strike. Travis Scott waits on deck. No wind to speak of tonight after rain from 6:30 until about 7:20-ish. Really cooled things off. Wind has not been a factor tonight. Pitch is high to Jan Santee, so he will walk. The hit batter to Aarons, and then the walk to Jan Santee, and the Skeeters have a couple of guys on base.
Now for Hirsch, 26 pitches, 15 for strikes, 11 for balls. Suddenly it's the Ducks not getting any pitches.
There's Travis Scott. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He made 2 outs in 1 inning. He's the hitting coach.
Wanted to save them for his
yeah, he did.
Players.
Everybody else was a big factor of that 6-run second. Well, Travis launches one here, and again, there's no wind to beat down those long fly balls to right. He could put the Skeeters in double figures in runs.
Yeah, that walk by Jan Santee of all the things the Skeeters have done here tonight is the first free pass they've got.
Couple of men on for Scott, and the pitch from Hirsch. Again, he buries one in the dirt. Berg getting a workout behind the dish.
Everybody in the Skeeters lineup has a hit but T. Scott.
35 RBIs on the season. Chance to add to that total. Outfield deep and really around towards right. There's a ball swung on, fouled back to our left, up over the screen, and then ricocheting back down in the seats. There's a race for that baseball. That ricochet right below us. One ball and a strike to Scott. Lifting one in the air, shallow left field. Deep was Vega. He'll come racing in, stop and make the catch in shallow left for the second out of the inning. And here's Brian Pounds. Singled and scored last inning. So Pounds with a hit tonight, scored a run. He came in just 122 over his last 16 games. So maybe he could put forth the big night, finish this homestand strong. Hirsch, a deliberate pause before he pitches, and that ball fouled off to our right. So a hit batter and a walk this inning. Couple of base runners. Skeeters have a chance to add to their 7-3 lead. Skeeters knocked Alfredo Simon out of the game after he went 2+ innings. Hirsch has been in there since. That one is above the belt and high to pounds, a ball and a strike. One thing about this Ducks team, a couple of games above 500. They're 6 games out of first place in the Liberty division. They've really played well on the road. 20-14. Sub 500 at home. The 1-1, and that pitch way outside and a little bit low again. So Hirsch fighting his control a bit this inning. Right-hander peaked as high as AA Altoona in the Pirates organization last season. Headed the University of New Haven. There's a pitch just a little bit high to pounds, and it didn't miss by much, but it sent the count to 3-1.
Skeeters tonight have 2,946 fans here at the ballpark. And you were here with me. First year me and you worked together in 2014 when the Skeeters drew 1 million. Well, with this 2,946 fans here, the Skeeters draw 10,249 for the remaining 3 games. They'll go over 2 million. So you're personally responsible for 1 million more people.
Wow. I need to raise. There's a 3-1 pitch to Pounds, and that's high ball 4. Hirsch right now needs to find the strike zone because he's walked 2 and hit a batter this inning. Here's Wilfredo Rodriguez. He has singled and doubled in this game and scored a run. Catcher batting in the 6th hole tonight. Skeeters leading again 7-3. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch stays high, not even close. That's ball 1. So nowhere to put Wilfredo Rodriguez. No hits yet this inning for the Skeeters, and there's a pop-up, foul ground, first base side. Sanko looking for room. He may have it near the railing, reaching, and it's just beyond his reach, and he went through the gate, I believe, into the first row.
Just keep that gate open. Just run right up the stairs.
That makes it easier.
Be a new pace of play rule. When you were a kid, like off the tree wasn't out, and the stop sign, and play some of those.
Yeah, I grew up in a cornfield, so there was no stop sign, but I'm sure where you're from, you had to make up your rules.
The car door, the neighbor's car door was third base, you know.
Hirsch's next pitch is clubbed to left. This ball's hit well, but it will be dropped. Vega had it in his glove, and he dropped it, and 2 more runs are going to score. And the Skeeters lead 9-3. As hard as that ball was hit, Vega had a chance to run it down, and then the ball just squirted loose.
Initially, I thought that was going to drop in well in front of him, but it kept carrying, and then like Vega was maybe setting up with the sac fly, and he dropped it. We'll see if they scored that a hit or an error.
See how it could be anything. Well, there's 2 outs, and I don't think I see how it could be anything but an error.
Well, the bounce is the Skeeters' way tonight.
So 2 runs home. Skeeters lead at 9-3, and there's a pitch way outside to Oliveira. Nearly went to the screen. So 2 runs without a hit this inning.
That is an E on the left fielder. Won't be any RBIs for Rodriguez.
Oliveira It's one very high in the air, shallow right center. Cleary Jr. coming in. He'll give way to Lentini. And Cleary Jr. had to get out of the way by kind of drifting sideways so he didn't take the brunt of an impact. But Skeeters get 2 runs without a hit. Postelier 2 left. We played 4 innings. It's 9-3 Sugar Land.
The All-Stars are coming. The All-Stars are coming. Join the Skeeters All-Stars in Somerset at TD Bank Ballpark on Wednesday, July 12th, where the Atlantic League will join together for playing the league's 20th All-Star game.
I think you need to go to that.
I do?
Show your support for the Skeeters that'll be there.
Always there in spirit.
No, I mean, you don't need an All-Star break. I mean, you need to be at that game. It's the 20th in league history.
I was already voted to one in 2014, the one you did with me.
But this is where, I mean, that promo they run on the video board before the game, that gets you fired up. I mean, that needs to get you to Somerset.
I haven't been asked. That's the problem.
Here's Dan Lyons facing Mitch Talbot, leading off the top of the 5th. Skeeters up by 6, and the first pitch just misses. Not a bad one, maybe a little bit in. Lyons is a gopher, Golden Gopher. Minnesota, the pitch to the right-handed batting shortstop in there for a strike.
Gopher.
Well, he's made a career out of playing in Long Island. This is 7th season. And that pitch floats in a little bit high from Talbot. That reminds me of another idea I had for you last year and the year before, and even Rick White, and it just hasn't gotten the traction I would have hoped by now. But
maybe it's not a good idea.
I think we need an Atlantic League Hall of Fame somewhere.
That is, I give you that one. That was a good idea. But you got to have to talk to Michael Pollock next door, who kind of does all the media relations for the Atlantic League, voice of the Ducks.
You think he'd be all behind that with the players that have come through that either have been in this league and had a lot of success, and you have a couple of them here in Lyons and Ford that have been there for a long time, or the guys that have been here for a shorter duration but then gone maybe back to the big leagues or been able to parlay this experience into something even bigger as Lyons takes one down.
The Ducks have players in their history that have played a long time, so they have a few pretty good candidates. Lou Ford certainly might be the first guy, the Babe Ruth of the Atlantic League.
Smashed to third, and Pounds just threw out his glove and scooped the tough hop, and then throws out Lyons at first to start the top of the 5th inning.
Pounds so good down there. That was a brutal hop, and you said fielded it to his left. A clean fielding play. It's the first out of the inning.
Back to the top of the lineup. Here's Faye Lentini.
Ray Navarrete, who is the all-time doubles leader, both single season and career-wise. The Ducks also would be another candidate. Played for the Ducks for many years.
Pitch in there for a strike to Lentini.
Jeff Nettles of Somerset, the all-time RBI leader in the Atlantic League.
Probably several managers that have had multiple titles.
Yeah, we got to think Sparky Lyle, who has 5.
That ball hit well into right center field, but on the move is Miller, and he'll get there and track it down. That's a center fielder playing right, so he was able to get a good break on that one. And don't look now, that is now 13 in a row set down by Talbot.
Yes, indeed. Here's one for you. You'll like this one. You know him. Bryant Nelson, the all-time hit leader in the Atlantic League. He spent a little time with the Ducks, 1,096 career hits.
A lot of hits anywhere, let alone one league. In fact, he might have been the guy, we're back doing TV, we had him on a couple of times that may have kind of percolated that idea. Here's Vega lifting one, fouled it out of play, third base side, about 20 rows up into the seats.
Ross Peoples now the manager of the Barnstormers, so his career games pitched. He spent 10 seasons in Lancaster, 174 career games.
Next pitch to Vega. Crack bat roller to first. Travis Scott has got it. He's going to race to first base and just does beat Vega as he crossed into foul territory, and Vega nearly clipped him. 14 in a row sit down by Mitch Talbot. We're halfway done. Skeeters up 9-3 over the Ducks.
Now the Ducks go to their bullpen. Third pitcher of the night for Long Island, number 47, Roman Gomez, who just joined the team today. 6 foot 190, a right-hander, a Texas native from Fort Worth. Gomez, 26 years old, went to Northwood University and St. Mary's University, born in Alice, Texas. And really not a lot of pro experience. Spent 214 with the now defunct United League with Brownsville in 2016 in the Pacific Association. Joining the Ducks here. It's going to be a big jump for him.
He's going to come on and pitch here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Skeeters leading 9-3. They were trailing 3-0 before they came to bat. And Gomez already the third pitcher used by the Ducks tonight. He'll look at Guzman, Miller, and Prince, 8-9-1. So Alice, Texas, in case you're curious, 220 miles away from Sugar Land, and Northwood University and Cedar Hill there in the Dallas area, and St. Mary's University in San Antonio. So he's kind of connected all the dots between Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio in his baseball career. Guzman had an infield single in the second. He was called out on strikes in the third, and swings and misses here to start the bottom of the 5th inning. So the new guy is in for the Ducks, and the new guy might get to pitch multiple innings.
I'm thinking that might be in the parts.
I think so too. There's your jersey. There's the bullpen, and you're in the game. There's a liner to left field. Hit well. Vega, who dropped a ball last inning, will catch this one, and Guzman is thinking, you got to be kidding me. He was 2 for 35, now 2 for 36 with the Skeeters. He hit that ball on the nose, but he's retired. Here's Miller. He doubled in a run, a little chip shot that landed on the chalk beyond the infield dirt down the right field line in the second inning that started the scoring. Struck out swinging in the third inning. And the pitch from Gomez right in there for a strike, even though it was dropped by the catcher Berg.
Now, you talked about your Atlantic League Hall of Fame,
right?
Players, managers. What about broadcasters?
I think you'd have to consider contributors to the league, those that have been around, executives, people that have been assisting this league in 20 years, because you're starting to get a few rings on the tree, so to speak.
It's true.
Ball and a strike to Miller. Miller will swing and foul that pitch back to the screen.
You're putting in broadcasters. I think the two clear-cut winners are Dave Collins of Lancaster, who's been with them for quite a long time, 9 years, and Darrell Henley of York, who's been there for 11. That would be my first two choices.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Miller able to expand the zone and get a piece, and he chops one foul back to the screen to stay alive.
So on the first ballot, do you need a player, a manager, an executive, and a broadcaster? Do you need that to be the first four inductees? Maybe a couple
might have
players?
a bigger class for that first one of players. I think you mentioned Sparky Lyle's name, and that kind of jumps off the page.
5 Atlantic League titles.
1-2 curve lifted to the left. Vega over in front of the manual scoreboard, in front of the warning track, and makes the catch for the second out here in the fifth. Turns the lineup over for Josh Prince. 1 for 3, a single, and a couple of RBI.
And does somebody get into the Atlantic League Hall of Fame if they have one extraordinary season but maybe don't play anymore?
See, now you're getting into the bylaws and the...
because it's different here. I mean, you're not going to have guys who are playing, 5, 10, 20 years for the most part. And I'll throw an example for you. Ozzie Canseco has the single-season Atlantic League record for 49 home runs. So is he worthy?
I think you might recognize him in the Hall of Fame for that accomplishment, but he might not be an Atlantic League Hall of Fame.
How do you recognize? Just a plaque?
An exhibit.
Single-season
Yeah,
record?
Sure.
And where is this Hall of Fame located, by the way?
We could have, as that pitch is in the dirt to Prince, a ball and a strike. We could have maybe a traveling exhibit that could tour the different Atlantic League parks. That'll be sponsored by somebody.
Now you're talking about more expensive.
Yeah.
So not only is it stationary, people come in and pay admission, but now it's traveling.
Would Long Island or Somerset be a good home for the...
I do think one of those two would be the two good choices.
Pitch floats low and in to Prince. 2 balls and a strike.
And especially that they both have the most rings. Somerset has 6 and the Ducks have 3 as the next closest. Plus, if you're the Ducks, and let's say the Hall of Fame is in Somerset, where the All-Star game is this year, and you've never been to Somerset, but you're a big Long Island Ducks fan, maybe you're encouraged to go see the Ducks play Somerset and see the Hall of Fame.
There you go. And you could put up the team pictures of all the league champions over the years and the Skeeters from last season. Maybe now we're getting up to the interactive videos where you got the screens and the touch screens, and you could play the final highlight and your call.
You have to bring in a big sponsor for this. It's getting pricey.
2-2 pitches rolled to third. There is go tie, and a long throw across is true, and Prince is retired. We'll keep working on these ideas. If you have any sponsorship thoughts, email Ira. We played 5 innings. Skeeters up over the Ducks 9-3.
Jessica. Sometimes the Skeeters dugout. With my very good friend Jessica. All right, Jessica, all you.
Thanks, Shane. Yes, I'm down here with Kaylee. She's ready to test her knowledge of the Whataburger menu with what do you know. Kaylee, I'm going to show you a scrap it up Whataburger menu item and you got to figure it out. You ready? Let's see it up on the board. Ooh, that's a tough one tonight, fans. If you think you know it, help her out. Do you think you know, Kaylee? Monterey milk? Is that what it is? Let's see. It is! Congratulations! Great job! So you won a Whataburger prize back, and that's not all. Your row in D in section 7 is also a winner of Whataburger coupons. Back up Team Shane.
All right, fans, that is what do you know. By Whataburger, proudly serving Skeeter games 24 hours a day. This call will finish brought to you by Texas Direct Auto. Texas Direct now offering a whole line of services. They now offer insurance, good service vehicles, all while maintaining the status as the world's largest independent car dealership. Visit them online at TexasDirectAuto.com.
Well, new pitcher on the hill for Sugar Land. As much as Halbit's night is done, what a night he had. We'll get into that in a little bit, but it will be Matty Corpus, the former big league closer with the Rockies, to take over here. Corpus this year, no record at 2.25 ERA with the Skeeters. This will be his 5th appearance. 4 innings, 3 Ks, no walks, 4 strikeouts. His combined numbers with both York and Sugar Land. To those in just a moment.
Lou Ford leads off. Skeeters leading 9-3. We're in the 6th inning. Lou has an RBI and a soft ground out, but he's 0 for 2. First pitch from Corpus. Breaking ball. It was a strike. It was botched by Rodriguez and rolled away, but Corpus got the strike call.
Corpus with York 1-0 at 6.23 ERA in 12 games, 8 2/3, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 18 hits.
Swing and a miss by Ford, and another ball that kicked away from Rodriguez. Corpus spins a breaking ball. This one Rodriguez had to throw his body on because it was a couple of feet outside. Wilfredo broke out his red catching gear for his blue Skeeters uniform tonight. The 1-2 skips into his glove, low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Was signed by the Rockies originally at age 16. His major league debut in 2006.
See the guy who made his debut for the Cardinals last night and got smoked on the first pitch?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Pitch is way outside from Corpus, ball 3. It looked like it hurt too. It wasn't one of those that glanced off your jersey.
Well, funny you bring that up because I was just thinking about this recently and I forgot. Oh, we were in Bridgeport and I saw his name. They're having kind of a, kind of a Legends game, but it's like Atlantic League legends and Major League guys like El Duque. But one of the guy was who you'll know, and I'll get to it after this pitch.
Here's a payoff. Ford hits a high chopper off the plate. Corpus waiting for that one to come down, picks it up, throws to first, and it's going to be in time to get Ford. He almost threw that through the shoulder of Lou Ford.
The guy I was talking about, he had probably the worst Major League first at bat, Greenberg, who was with the Bridgeport.
Oh, that's right.
A couple years ago, and he came back
with the Cubs, right?
After his first Major League bat, got hit in the eye. That was it. 5 years went past. He played in the Atlantic League, tried to get back, and eventually did. So I thought of right away when I saw it. He got plunked yesterday. I mean, it was kind of an off-speed pitch in his back, and he kind of laughed it off. But imagine when Greenberg went through.
That's true. Finally get there and then have something like that happen.
Yeah.
Of course, it was Robin Yount's brother, I believe. Here's a pitch to Sanko for a strike that officially pitched in one big league game. I think it's Larry, and it was for the Astros. He came in, warmed up. He got hurt while he was warming up. It counted as an appearance because he was inserted into the game, but he never really threw a big league pitch.
I think I remember you telling me this story a few years ago. That's just horrible.
I mean, that's,
and you're ready to come in. Your whole life you waited for it. You're on the way.
It's finally happening. You're there. You're on the mound. You're in a big league uniform at a ballpark. You're throwing pitches. Here's the 1-1 from Corpus to Sanko and a wave and a miss. Big cut.
Adam Greenberg. I couldn't think of his first
Adam
name.
Greenberg, yep.
One of those crazy stories you hear, like guy is gonna make his NFL debut. I'm forgetting the guy's name. It was weather. The plane got delayed, and then by the time the guy gets there, they don't need him anymore.
Pitch is a breaking ball for strike 3, called over the inside corner. Sanko doesn't like it at all. He's retired though on the K for out number 2. Here's Alex Berg, the catcher. Randall Grichuk, who's from Rosenberg, just down the road, got back in the big leagues. We had his dad on television, I think, a year ago.
Yep.
He hit a 470-foot home run yesterday.
Wow.
Third deck in St. Louis.
Shot and a half in any part.
Corpus spins in the breaking ball for strike 1. So Corpus replacing Mitch Talbot, who retired the last 14 that he faced. Really has the slider working now. A wave and a miss by Berg. He missed that one badly.
Didn't realize how big the difference was with Adam Greenberg. So he made his debut when he got hit in 2005 with the Cubs, and then goes through the minors at AA and AAA. Plays for the Bridgeport Blues in 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011. Gets back to the big leagues 7 years later in 2012.
Wave and a miss by Berg, and Corpus just carved up the heart of the Ducks lineup in the 6th inning. A little tapper in front of the plate, a couple of Ks, and through 5.5 innings. It's a 9-3 Skeeters lead. It's a 9-3 Skeeters lead as this game heads into the bottom of the 6th inning. And the new guy, Gomez, at a 1-2-3 5th inning. Back out there for at least another inning of work. Will face the heart of the lineup in Aarons, Jansanti, and Scott.
Skeeters haven't gotten a ton of pitching, and we've got a lot of hitting tonight. I mean, do you leave Gomez out there for a few innings and kind of throw the towel in on this one? I mean, you never know. The Skeeters bullpen has not been great.
I think if he can have another quick inning like he did, he's going to get more work. By the way, the wind is picked up blowing in from right field. It was completely quiet, and the flags were limp for the first 5 innings. Here's the pitch to Aarons, down for a ball. Skeeters trailed 3-0 before they batted tonight. They scored 6 runs in the 2nd, run in the 3rd. They scored 2 runs in the 4th without a base hit. 1-0 pitch is clubbed and left. If this one's fair, it's gone near the pole. It's hooking, going foul. Home run distance. Right there was Mike Durantis with a good look at it to say foul ball.
It hooked quickly.
Yes, it did. It looked like it might hit the pole or curve inside. Instead, just a long strike. First time, though, the Skeeters have scored 9+ runs in a game since May 31st. So we're talking this entire month. They won 13-1 at Long Island. 1-1 pitch, another one that's tomahawked hard and foul down the left field line into the picnic area, ricocheting around. Aarons has scored 2 runs. He's knocked in a run. He's 1 for 2 with the double. And the pitch from Gomez, a little bit in, maybe a little bit low. 2-2. Gomez, the third pitcher used by Long Island. Texas native Roman Gomez on the 2-2. That ball struck well to center. Clary turning and running. Back shy of the track to the left of the batter's eye, will make the catch. A lot of hard contact there from Aarons, but he ends up flying out. And there's one gone. Here's Jansanti. He's tripled in a run. He scored 1 today, 1 for 2.
You're the Skeeters and you've scrapped for runs and hits the last 6+ games, and tonight you've got 9 runs on 9 hits. How do you kind of carry that momentum over into tomorrow and not disappear again?
Pitch is low and outside. I think you just hope that everybody got a little shot of adrenaline and got a couple of base hits or RBIs, whatever the case may be. That pitch nearly got Jansanti on the hands. He had to bring him back to his body and hop back out of the way.
Easily only one Skeeters hitter has 2 hits. That's Wilfredo Rodriguez. Everybody has 1 except for Scott.
Sprinkled it through the lineup.
That's what you want, balance. Take that every night.
2 balls and no strikes. Jansanti looks at one right at the belt. Fastball in there for strike 1.
It's like a major league season, 162 games, and every night everybody just gets 1 hit. Nobody ever has a multi-hit game, just 1 hit a night for all 9 guys. How do you think your team does?
9 hits a night. I'll take my chances with that.
How many wins do you think you're getting out of that? 80, 90? Is it a 100-win team?
Yeah, I think that's a 90-win team. 9 hits a night. Mixing a few walks. Best part is, as an owner, you don't have to pay anybody a lot of money in arbitration because they're only
batting 200.
They're 250
if they get the walk.
3-1 pitch. Jansanti lifts it to left, but this is not going to carry. Vegas started back, comes in and makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. I went a little Charlie Finley on you there. I didn't want to have to pay anybody.
Thank you. You heard the Charlie Finley story where, first of all, MC Hammer's his bat boy, and he doesn't want to talk to him, so he tells Reggie Jackson that, we can't give you a raise this year. Reggie hits 37 home runs and 120 RBIs. You crazy? He says, how do you figure? He goes, well, you're a star. You're supposed to hit 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. So as far as I'm concerned, you hit 7 home runs and 20 RBIs.
As Scott swings and misses, I would say those 7 home runs and 20 RBIs would be expensive if it's on top of what you expect me to do.
No kidding.
Travis 0 for 3. He'd like to get on the hit column, hit parade. It's a little blooper in foul territory. Third base side is going to land on the warning track and hop up into the seats.
We don't talk about a shift on a foul ball, but if Gotay is in the normal third base position, not shifting against Scott here, it's an easy foul out just off third. I mean, not much off third. On the coach's box where Gary Gaddy is standing. Travis has worked very hard at beating that shift, and he's done it quite a bit.
Some tried to bunt a couple of nights ago.
The spray chart. Let's see what Travis has done. Yes, there's a spray chart.
Pitch is downstairs for a ball. You're going all sabermetrics on me here in the Atlantic League.
No doubt. Pull out all the stops for you, though. I spare no expense.
Question is how quickly you can get there.
I'm trying. I'm navigating. Getting there's half the battle.
1-2 pitch is down 2-2. I'm sensing a verdict on this pitch one way or another, so you've got a few more seconds. Skeeters leading 9-3, bottom of the 6th inning.
Not as good as my hitter.
Say that again.
I'm only as good as my hitter today. Look at this. This is a good chart. I mean, he's beating the shift a lot.
Swings and sends one foul down the left field line into the seats.
You think of Scott, you think all the blue dots would be on the right side, the middle infield, but I mean, it's all over. Third, second, and first. Of course, the long balls and home runs all towards right field.
So the question is, why would you shift so dramatically against him?
Exactly my point. There's a point in there. I had a point. I had a point.
The 2-2 popped up. Long run again for Gotai. He's crossing into foul territory, and he will get there and make the catch. Skeeters go down in order. Gomez has retired all 6 that he's faced. To the 7th inning we go. Skeeters up 9-3. We go to the 7th. Once again, here's Ira.
Thanks, Brett. Manny Corpus will begin inning number 2 at a 1-2-3-6. He will face Elmer Reyes to start. Big swing and miss as the bottom fell out of that one. No balls and 1 strike to count. Be Reyes, Ruben Gotai, Delta Cleary Jr. 6, 7, and 8 here in the top of the 7th with the Skeeters leading by 6, 9-3. Reyes 1 for 2. He had an RBI single that drove in a pair. This one. Backhand attempt by Rodriguez off his mitt, rolls behind him. Somebody will need to get that ball eventually. There's the Skeeters back bar, big Mike Garcia. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here. Skeeters on quite a roll pitching wise between Talbot and Corpus. They have retired 17 straight. Spinning out of the way here is Reyes. The last hit that the Ducks got was Reyes, who drove in those 2 to make it 3-0, and the Skeeters never looked back. They have scored 9 unanswered runs. And 2 balls and a strike here to Reyes. This one misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Reyes 304, a home run and 24 RBIs. Corpus from the stretch. They all set up away, and the 3-1. Swung and chop foul. I think that was off the foot of Reyes. It was. He hobbles to the right side of the box and now limps around the batting circle.
That might have been higher near the kneecap because that went straight down.
Seems almost impossible to foul it off your knee, but it's done.
Yeah, that one got him well above that shin guard.
Ducks trainer will take a look at him. We have a moment here. A chance to tell you about Craig Biggio Hall of Fame bobblehead night here at Constellation Field. Join the Skeeters on Saturday, July 15th at 6:05 p.m. The first 2,000 fans will receive a free Craig Biggio Hall of Fame bobblehead courtesy of Sanders, Morrison, Harris. To get your tickets, call 281-240-4487 or 240-HITS, or you can log on 24 hours a day to SugarlandSkeeters.com.
You'll save me one of those, right?
I'm sorry, what?
That's what I thought.
Let's see what I can do. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Reyes. Is this for your son or you?
I think that would be for me.
Then I'm not sure if I can come up with one.
Well, then it's for him.
Well, then I can come up with the 2014 home run champ. And that is the first batter to reach. That breaks up the string of 17 straight retired between Talbot and Corpus. Leadoff walk here in the 7th. 1 on, none out here for Ruben Gotay. Suddenly you're going to switch now? You're going to want to work that day?
No, I was just wondering why I wasn't here. Well, it's the same reason I'm never here. It's, we've got a youth tournament, Dallas, College Station.
1 on and none out here for Gotay. He struck out and grounded out. Switch hitter batting here from the left side. First pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes to count. You know, your son might be the, if they don't ever do it again, might be the only kid to win the home run title, and doesn't have anybody to knock him off the podium. This one is skied high in the air to center field. Jan Sante's there. He'll bring down the rainmaker. No pun intended with a rain delay tonight. We're out number 1. 1 on and 1 out for Delta Cleary Jr. You say your son pummeled the competition.
He did.
The way it was, if you don't know, Skeeters did kind of a unique home run derby. They had 4 players and 4 little leaguers, and the combined score of home runs between the 2 won the home run title. Well, Little Dolan was paired up with Tracy McGrady, who started the All-Star game on the mound, was in the home run derby, and hit no home runs, and your son carried the team to the home run title.
Now, is to set this up properly, Tracy wanted to go last, which meant my son went last, so he was the 8th participant to go, and it was down 5, 3, and 2. He proceeded to hit 5 home runs to force a bonus extra inning competition where he was the only one homer there, so he got all 6.
And if I remember right, the post-game interview was with his dad.
Yes, he had the trophy, and Tracy didn't pose for the picture with us, but we do have a nice one of Tracy high-fiving him coming off the field.
Is it with the trophy somewhere? Is that trophy still in the mantle, or have you already put it in the attic? This one grounded back to Corpus. He would go to second for 1, and really the first not in time. Corpus had to hold on to wait for Aarons to get to second. Fielder's choice. Go down 1-6. And Reyes insert Cleary Jr. with 2 down. Skeeters are leading 9-3 here in the top of the 7th.
There's really no need for that to be in the attic, though. That thing needs to be on display.
That's what I'm saying. But have you already taken it away from him?
If he does, I'll
Is there a mantle? Where is this trophy?
There's a mantle. It's in his pit of a room.
Number 9 hitter Dan Lyons will step in here. He's 0 for 2. He has flied out and grounded it. First pitch here is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Lions came in at 247 with a home run and 9 RBIs. Skeeters again up 6 here, 9-3 in the top of the 7th. The 1-0 from the Skeeters right-hander. This one is a little bit low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Your son finally have more trophies than you. I mean, I guess it's not hard to beat 0.
Yeah, well, you're exactly right on that. But his sister's starting to rack up the hardware.
Yeah, the 2-0. Right down the middle. Good fastball there by Corpus. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. So if you could be an objective father, which I know is difficult for you, who's the better athlete? Now, I know one's a boy and one's a girl. Who's the all-around better athlete? Don't know.
Might be the daughter.
Really? Broken bat towards first. That is a fair ball past Travis Scott down the right field line. Let's see if they wave around Delta Cleary Jr. They will. A throw will come into second, and the Ducks cut it to 9-4. That was a strain. I don't think I've ever seen a broken bat double past a diving first baseman.
Yeah,
It wasn't like it blooped over Scott's head.
I don't know if broken bat does it justice. How about splinter? That thing ended up in about 4 different pieces.
Back to the top of the order with Phelan Lentini. Lentini singled, struck out, and lined out to right. And why do you say the daughter's the better athlete? Play more sports?
You know, she's got that gymnastics dancing training too that really helps.
So not only can she hit a home run, but she can cartwheel and do
That's
a
right.
backflip like Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me a Coke.
No charge for the stereo.
First pitch is down low. How cool would that be? Hit a home run, come around third, double backflip with a half twist, land on home plate.
I tried to get her to do that when she was, you know, didn't know any better. Before they understand that they're kind of showboating. I wanted to get her to do that coming around the third home plate.
Shocker. The 1-0. This one outside. That was strike on the outside corner.
You know, it's entertainment value. I'm trying to add to the experience
This
here.
girl would be 16, should be headhunted, having balls thrown at her, thinking, well, my dad said it was okay since I've been 5 I've been doing this. They'd be saying, what is your dad? Is that the guy yelling at all the umpires? Is that your dad? A 1-1 coming here from Corpus. Kick, fire, and this one is low. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Lentini.
She's been known to turn to me in the batter's box and say, shh.
Nice.
But
she shushed you.
She shushed me. But her performance with me there versus me not there is so much better that I think I'm going to have to shush her.
How would you know if it's better if you're not there? This one plunks Lentini, just an off-speed pitch. And hit by pitch, he'll send down to first base. First and second, 2 on, 2 out, 1 in. Skeeters leading 9-4 here in the top of the 7th. See my point.
Well, when mom's there, you know, we get these reports. A little blue pit. When dad's there, we start getting that slugging percentage up.
And here comes Skeeters manager Gary Getty. This might be it for Corpus, and looks like it will be. Slow walk to the mound. Let's see if he makes the move here.
He was trying to just get Manny through 2 innings. He was efficient, maybe shorten the night a little bit, and that splintered bat double kind of extended the pitch count a bit.
It's going to do here for Corpus, so we will take a break. We'll come back. We'll see who the new pitcher is. Skeeters still leading by 5, 9-4. 1 in here and 2 on. We'll see who the new Skeeters hurler is when we get back.
Download the official Sugar and Skeeters app on your Apple or Android device during tonight's game. This double bullpen is brought to you by Texas Strike Title, Texas Strike's world's largest independent car dealership, where they want you to sell them your car even if you don't want to buy theirs. Get all the details on the web, TexasStrikeTitle.com. Now pitching for your Sugar and Skeeters number 34, Dustin Richardson.
Left-hander Dustin Richardson becomes the 3rd Skeeters pitcher used today, making his 30th appearance. 0-4, 4 saves, and a 5.14 earned run average, looking for the final out here in the 7th inning.
The southpaw, number 34, is 33 years old, 6'6", 220, from Newton, Kansas. Pitched for these Ducks last year. Former big leaguers, part of 2 seasons with the Red Sox, 11 years as a pro, and one of 3 Skeeters in history to bat 1,000. He's 1 for 1 as he got a hit. Skeeters were short on the road and 3 pitchers hit. Richardson got a hit in his only trip to the plate.
If you're batting 1,000 in your career, you might get in that Hall of Fame.
Maybe not from 1 at bat.
Well,
a dubious distinction. Maybe we'll put a little plaque up. Maybe here's a good for your Hall of Fame. So you have a section where you have all 20 Atlantic League Player of the Year.
That's a good one.
And pitchers of the year.
I think that works.
Lefty-lefty matchup here for Anthony Vega. First pitch is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to count. So what is your little twist on your invention here? What is the uniqueness to the Brett Dolan Atlantic League Hall of Fame?
Well, somebody just has to push the idea off the cliff, right?
Only if you go with it. This one is foul down the left side.
I mean, we can kick this thing around in the idea factory for years, and we can, you know, throw out some concepts, but somebody's got to say, it's time to do it. Now is the time. Let's seize the moment. This is the 20th anniversary. There's no better time than to start planning this Hall of Fame to honor the legacy than right now.
Andy needs to go get your soapbox. The 1-1 here from Richardson. This one is right down the middle for a strike 1 and 2. Good fastball there. 91 on the gun. Oh, actually, that was 94. Wow. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 in. Skeeters still up by 5, 9-4 here in the 7th. The 1-2. This one way inside. Much like that guy who proposed early. I don't think I've ever had to anticipate waiting for the 7th inning stretch this long.
They're making you wait. They're making society wait, really.
Society's loss, I suppose. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They set up inside. And the 2-2 by the Skeeters southpaw swung in back into the net. Pretty big hack by Vega. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9 runs, 9 hits, and 1 E for the Skeeters. 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Ducks. Originally supposed to start at 7:05, started at almost 7:45. The 2-2. This one, a fastball just misses outside. Another good fastball there by Richardson. That one 93. On the count full 3-2, so both runners will be moving. Lyons at second, Lentini on at first. Lou Ford on deck to stymie the rally right here. Ford lead off. Payoff pitch, there go the runners. This one is on the inside corner. Wow. Whoa. Everybody in the stadium thought it was strike 3, including me. Called ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for Lou Ford as this game could turn very quickly.
Brian Page bellowed something. We could even see his back move, and it's like he started a strike 3 call and stopped.
Well, keep in mind, a home run here makes this a 1-run ball game. There's a leading 9-4. The Ducks have the bases loaded with 2 down. Richardson will have to bear down here against the tough Lou Ford, who is 0 for 2 with an RBI. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Ford drove in a run, a little dribbler back to Talbot. He struck out and again grounded out to the pitcher last time. The batter of the game right here. The 0-1 swung a slow roller right side. Prince has it, and Ford hustling to throw to first in time, and that'll do it. 4-3 on the putout. They get a run. And in the middle of the 7th, it is 7th inning stretch time. Get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I do care if you never come back. Skeeters leading 9-4.
All right, Skeeter fans, the diehards are ready to sing the 7th inning stretch. All right, on the break, sing it with me. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take
New Long Island pitcher is Zach Treese. He faced one batter yesterday. Got a strikeout and got a win. So Treese is now 5-1 in 27 appearances despite a 5.54 earned run average.
Treese will take over here. Zach is the 4th Ducks pitcher of the night. Duck Goose. Treese will take over here. 6'3", 195 from Hot Springs, Arkansas. For these Ducks last year. Treese will face Brian Pounds, Wilfredo Rodriguez, and Hector Oliveira, 5, 6, and 7. Skeeters leading 9-4. He's got a run in the top of this inning. Still a 5-run lead. Got scary there in the top of this inning. Ford batted with the bases loaded. Almost hustled out a single, but he kept the inning alive. This pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Treese 5 runs allowed in the last 3 innings pitched. It's in the last 5 games as well. The 1-0. There's one high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Treese career independent league numbers of 22 and 12, a 281 ERA and 34 career saves. Some pretty good numbers in 211 career games. Just spent time in River City Rascals in the Frontier League. There's one, a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Was 3-1 with an impressive 186 ERA in 41 games, 22 saves, 48 and 30. Struck out 75. Not just 15 walks and 37 hits. Impressive year. A 2-1 here to Brian Pounds. This one low and away, 3-1. Blowing in from left center. Supposed to be more rain at this point, but looks like it's held off.
Bite your tongue.
It did. It hurt. The 3-1. This one's on a hot shot to third. Tough short hop at third by Go Ty. And a throw to first in time. And I believe that is a new third baseman. And Zach Goldstein down at third. Pounds out 5-3, one third baseman to another, and Wilfredo Rodriguez will step in. Wilfredo is 2 for 3. He has singled, doubled, reached on an error by left fielder Anthony Vega, and then scored a run. With that 6-run second inning, Skeeters are leading 9-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Ty moves from third to first. Sanko out of the game. 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Wilfredo. Rodriguez came in 289, 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. He's seeing the ball very well right now, going the other way quite often. This one low and away. There's a guy's spray chart I'd like to see. He's hitting well. He goes the other way quite a bit. Check out his spray chart for my own curiosity. The 2-0, this one is a strike at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to count on the Skeeters catcher. Equal amount of hits to right and left. More hits to right field, so it does go the other way quite a bit. This one hit to left field, however. He pulls that one. That's going to be Rodriguez's 3rd hit of the night.
It's another dot for you.
Next on that dot.
Who's in charge of updating that?
It's going to be you if you keep it up.
It's a lot of work.
1 on and 1 out here. Hector Oliveira, he has singled at a sac fly and flied out to right. He is 1 for 2, so scored a run. There, 262 coming in, a home run, now 7 RBIs with his sac fly RBI tonight. The 10th hit of the night for the Skeeters, and that is the first time we've had double digits in hits in 6 games. This one a strike on the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike to count. There's 9 runs on 10 hits now. The Ducks 4 runs on 4 hits. Keep in mind, The Ducks got 3 of those runs and 2 of those hits in the first. This one blooped into left field. Now first and second here, only 1 away for Joel Guzman as everybody's getting in on the action tonight. You know, if we see a bad call here, why don't you go down and yell at the umps? That I would love to see.
Why would I do that?
Well, you're practicing with the minor leagues, now do it with the pros. You can only yell at kids, umpires, so much. See how it gets done here. I'd love to see you ejected. That would be a great promo right there.
Yeah,
the broadcaster getting tossed.
The fact that I never have should tell you that maybe you're inflating these stories about my behavior.
I'm not inflating these. I'll just ask your son for some footage. I'm sure your son or daughter would gladly hand it over. I'm going to have a backup.
Yeah, there.
And Andy here can fill in admirably when you get tossed. We'll get you tossed late, like 8th inning.
You
Andy
can toss me right now if you want.
I'm going to toss you out the window. One giant sweep. 4 balls and 1 strike here on Joel Guzman. It's right into the bounce axis. 2 promotions in 1.
Toss me in the direction of the parking lot if you're going to toss me.
It's going to be a rough landing.
It might hurt.
Cement out there.
It would sting.
That's the least of what it would do. He knocked some sense into it. 0-1 coming here to Guzman. This one swung and a miss. Big rip by Joel. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Guzman came in 190, 5 home runs, 20th RBI. Got his 2nd hit as a member of the Skeeters. A very long slide. Not quite the slide that Dolan will take to the parking lot. But a long one nonetheless, and he waves at a ball low and away. Good slider there by Treese. Treese's first strikeout. So 2 on 2 out as Derek Miller was sent in. Miller had a big double and drove in 2. The Skeeters the lead. He's also struck out and flied out since, so he's 1 for 3. Derek came in 229, 4 home runs now, and even 20 RBIs with his 2 ribbies tonight. Skeeters leading 9-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. This one a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count. It was the Ducks last night in their 4-1 win. They had 8 hits. This one kind of a half swing there by Miller. Now, 2 nights ago, it was the Ducks who had a dozen hits. Is for a dozen here. Miller down, no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Skeeters leading by 5-9-4. Trees from the stretch. This one swung and fouled off to the right side, and kind of a delay. He dropped down and then slung that slider in there. Give Miller credit. He hung in there a long time. Being way out in front. Count remains 0-2 here on Derek. Trees 17 pitches, 12 for strikes. The 0-2 swung, sound like a broken bat. This one may fall in center field, and it will. And scoring easily is Rodriguez. Oliveira to third, and the Skeeters and another one. And once again, they have a 6-run lead at 10-4. Miller gets his 3rd RBI of the night. Back to the top of the order now with Josh Prince, who has 2 RBIs of his own and a stolen base. He's 1 for 4. He has flied out, singled, struck out, and grounded out the 3rd. Skeeters now with a dozen hits. Prince will step in, 244 home runs and now 25 RBIs with his pair of ribbies tonight. First pitch here by Treese. This one is hit down the right field side. Will it hook foul? Yes. Hooked too quickly. I had a chance to get in that corner for a 2-bagger. Cuts across the diamond to first.
Shorter route.
Did Stephen Wright said I went from first to third playing Little League. There goes Miller. Ball outside, the throw down to second is not in time. Miller steals his 10th base of the year. Said second base was out of my way. Said the day before I had learned the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Agreed.
Second stolen base of the night for Sugarland. Prince has the other one. There's now 56 steals and 59 home runs. Now here comes Kevin Baez. You can hear him yelling from the dugout. What is he yelling about? That he was safe? He's saying that Miller was out. I thought Miller got in there. There's a very quick argument. Came all the way out to home plate. Now some more barking from the Ducks dugout. It is third baseman Mike Durantes asking them to hush. And now looks like somebody has been thrown out in the Ducks bench. That was not Baez that was thrown out. Somebody on the bench.
Kevin's going to soon join him, I have a feeling.
Yes, I think he's going to stick up for somebody. And he's going to go after poor Mike Durantes.
He gave them several warnings before he finally ejected somebody.
Baez will continue to argue here. Going to be thrown out sooner or later. Give Durantes credit. He is taking a mouthful here.
You missed a call. He missed a call.
Oh,
His strike zone has not been good all night, I believe, was what kind of rung him up.
Baez will leave this game as well.
He's still angry on the little blooper down the right field line that neither one of us thought was foul.
Brooklyn native going at it like Billy Martin. I think he just threw the umpire out. He's throwing all three of them out.
You could read his lips. You missed the call, he missed the call, and his strike zone all night hasn't been any good. And that's
Gregoros taking the brunt of it now. Poor Greg.
You know it, I know it.
Oro said, okay, come on. What Oros? He didn't do anything wrong. Baez is certainly going to get his money's worth.
Honestly, this is where you cross the line as a manager. This is where you get suspended for a game or something because this has gone on too long.
Angelo Sanko, who was already taken out of this game, also thrown out. He was the one arguing on the bench.
I'm serious. This is where you've had your say. You've been ejected. You need to leave.
Looks like Baez finally leaving here.
Who's going with him?
Angelo Sanko.
Okay.
Really had nothing to lose. He was already removed from this game. Treese continues to warm up to stay loose. I don't know how upset you can really be. I mean, the Ducks won the first 3 games here. They're down 9-4. Officially announced by his PA announcer Shane Brown that Sanko has been thrown out along with Kevin Baez. They give the umpire crew. They took a lot before they tossed anybody. So in the meantime, back in Gotham, 1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Josh Prince. Josh Prince thinking, how long do I have to wait to finish this at bat? The 1-1. This one fouled off to the right side. That old announcer in the cartoons, the Justice League. Meanwhile, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, 1 in, 2 on. There's now a 10-4 lead. This one hit off of third foul. Again, he has it at third. Count remains 1 and 2. We'll toss it to some of the diehards who stuck around here. They set up outside the 1-2. This one swung in, hit down the right side. Count remains 1 and 2. By the way, we are still in the 7th inning here. It's number 7 bats. Game started about 7:42, if I remember correctly. Is that correct?
Close enough.
7:43. I was 1 minute off. 1-2. Swung in, hit out to center field. Celtic Cleary Jr. is there, and he'll bring it down. Line out to center is the final out. But the Skeeters get another run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We are through 7. There's now a 6-run lead for Sugarland, 10-4.
Hate to interrupt the dance music here at 10:30, but we have a new pitcher. Julio DePaula is on. 13th appearance. He's 0-1, a save, and a 5.91 earned run average.
A former big leaguer will take over here. Number 39, 6'1", 210 from Santo Domingo originally. So he's got it from York. Spent a little big league time, 1 season with the Twins, 14 years as a pro. For DePaula. And DePaula will face Mr. Goldstein here. Came in. Angelo Sanko, who came out of the game and then was thrown out of the game. The old come out, throw out. Zach Goldstein with his first at bat here. This one misses, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Goldstein's numbers here right after this pitch. The 1-1 low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Goldstein playing in his 9th game, hitting 133 with a home run and no home runs and 1 RBI. The 2-1, this one a strike. Good off-speed pitch, catches the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Goldstein. This one is down low. That'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming here from DePaula. This one swung and fouled down the right side. Count remain full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Goldstein's first season with the Ducks, a native Long Islander from Merrick, New York. One swung, little humpback line drop towards first. Scott will play it on a hop and touch first for out number 1. They're going to say this is foul. Yep, he waited too long. I agree.
I thought it came around the base, but again, Travis needs to come get that.
Oh, Goldstein will have another crack at it.
As we tell the kids in Little League, if you catch it in the air, it's an out.
It doesn't work here, apparently. Goldstein, a three-time All-Conference and Gold Glove selection at Calhoun High School on Long Island. Won the 2012 Long Island Championship with 2 county titles, 4 seasons of collegiate baseball at Southern New Hampshire University. This one hit into center field, and that one's going to hang up, so they will get the out. 1 out later. Instead of at first, it's at center. And 1 out, none for Alex Berg. Berg was hit by a pitch. He is flied out and struck out. 0 for 2, a little bad here. Skeeters leading 10-4 here in the top half of the 8th inning. First pitch swung and missed by Alex Berg. No balls and 1 strike to count here. Berg has hit safely in 7 of his last 9. 24th round pick of the Giants in 2009 out of Washington State. Isn't that where Drew Bledsoe went, or did he go to Washington?
Maybe Washington State. Where did John Olderud go? Is he a Washington Stater?
Yeah, he might be right on that. Let me see if I can check it out here. He's a name you don't hear much. He's a good player, Olderud. This one swung and a missed strike 3. So Berg goes down.
The reason I think of that is that you know, the NBA had their big awards ceremony tonight, which was crazy because the regular season ended 2+ months ago.
Yeah,
but college basketball, or college baseball rather, gives away the John Olderud Award for the best two-way player. Because he was a pretty good pitcher in addition to player, and he was a Washington Stater.
This one swung and a missed. Strike 1. 1 ball and no balls and 1 strike to count on Elmer Reyes, who is single driven into, grounded out, and walked.
Florida win the Game 1 of the College World Series tonight?
I'll check for you right now. So checking on Olderud. It's piling up. Yep, he went to Washington State.
Okay.
Now we will check on Game 1 of the College World Series here.
Not 4-3, the Gators over the Tigers.
Okay. One swung and a missed strike 3. So nice job here by DePaula. A 1-2-3 8th. Bottom of the 8th, and we return. Skeeters up 10-4 over the Ducks.
Hey, this game is into the bottom of the 8th. Skeeters leading 10-4. Tyler Levine is on. Didn't he just get traded to the Bulls? Well, here he is on the pitch for the Ducks, making his 12th appearance. Levine 2-0, 3.86 earned run average. He's given up 9 runs in 21 innings of work.
We just saw him Another Long Island native from East Meadow to SUNY Westbury on Long Island for college as well. With Brownsville in the United League, he's in the North City League. It's new with me. North County Baseball League. It's 2015. And last year split time in the Frontier League between Evansville, the Otters, and the Joliet Jammers. Levine will face Kevin Aarons, Anthony Jansanti, and Travis Scott, 2, 3, and 4. First pitch a strike here to Aarons. No balls and 1 strike to count. Levine, number 18, 5'11", 195. They set up inside, and this one a hot shot to third. Backing up, backhanding it is Goldstein, and a long throw and a pretty one in time. 5-3 on the putout. It's kind of a high arcing throw, but right on the money.
Yeah, he rainbowed it over. He had a lot of momentum carrying it backwards on the thrust of that ground ball from Aarons. He got it there in time.
That'll bring in Anthony Jansanti. Jansanti has flied to center, tripled and driven in a run, walked and scored, and lined up to left. So been on base twice. He's 1 for 3 officially. Skeeters up 10-4 here in the 8th. My guess is going to be that Julio DePaulo will not finish this game. How often do you win 10-4 in these 5 pitchers?
We really need to have 10 in this game, though.
Might as well. Got to even it out. This one is popped up. Second baseman Elmer Reyes. Bring it down on the outfield grass. There's the second out. See if we can have time here with 2 outs to the Atlantic League scoreboard. I'm sure all the games are finally set for this one. Travis Scott will step in here. Scott, the cleanup hitter, is 0 for 3. 2 outs in that 6-run second. 2 outs since, so 0 for 4. Let's get you those scores. The Barnstormers beat New Britain 3-1. Somerset beats Southern Maryland 10-6. And Bluefish beat the Revolution 3-2. And too bad the Bluefish are winning almost every night. Unfortunately, the Patriots are winning every night. Fort made it a close race down the stretch in the second half last year, but came up a few days short. This one a hot shot down first. No balls and 1 strike to count.
Yeah, they'd be leading the Freedom Division.
Yes, they would.
Instead, they're 4 games back.
Bridgeport with the 3rd best overall record in the Atlantic League at 35-28. 2 division leaders ahead of them.
That will change tonight with Southern Maryland's loss and Bridgeport's win. But they've actually, Bridgeport's played a couple of extra games.
The 0-2 misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was worried about because what could happen if there's, say, a half game difference and you've played 69 games and the other team has played 70. The first half title is not official until that game is played in the second half. A little bit of a mystery there. That'd be bizarre, cracking the champagne like in July.
The first half title.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Speaking of which, I want to get your opinion. Should Travis extend this at bat here? The 2-2 is low and in, ball 3-3. You think it's a little much that this champagne celebrating pandemonium in the locker room after getting into the playoffs, winning the 1 game, winning round 1, winning the AL or NLCS, then winning the World Series? You think there's too many?
I think if you've been there a couple of times in recent years, yes. If you haven't done it in a long time, I don't blame somebody.
This one hit through a shift on the left side, and Travis Scott beats the shift again. 1 on with 2 outs. This is his 13th hit of the night.
Let's say the Cubs win the wild card this year. I would say a champagne celebration would not be in order.
It just broke a 108-year curse.
But if the Rockies get the wild card,
yeah, so
blow it out.
2007 was the last time, so that's 7 years. Bridgeport hasn't made the playoffs in 7 years here in the Atlantic League. Fish might drown in their champagne. Brian Pounds will step in. Pounds been on base twice with a single and a walk. He's 1 for 3. He's also scored a run. This pitch here is a little bit outside. Well, how do you view the Skeeters? They won the championship last year. If you get in with a first half or second half title, is it pandemonium still?
I think if you don't win the first half and you would win the second half, it'd be worthy of a celebration.
What if they had won the first half?
And I don't think that quite generate the interest.
I have a feeling it would have been done anyway. I agree. 2 balls and no strikes here on Pounds. The 2-0, this one swung and missed. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. I don't think any time a team wins a championship, whether it's the Cubs or the Skeeters, you want the team to at least get to the playoffs, at least have a chance to defend it. If you fail to do so, then at least you were in it and had a chance to do it.
Tell you what, there's so many games and so many rounds now, it's tough at the big league level just to get back.
Yep. This one skied to shallow left field. Dan Lyons will duck in. Coming in and battling the winds is Anthony Vega, and the left fielder will bring it down for the final out. Skeeters get no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We are through 8. Skeeters 3 outs away from breaking their losing streak. They're up 10-4.
Skeeters ready to bring on their 5th pitcher of the game, which is the 10th of the contest. Is it raining outside?
Oh my goodness, yes, that is
a
really heavy downpour with 3 outs to go.
Sure looks like it. Trey Haley's on the pitch. He should pitch quickly. His 23rd game, 1-0 and a 2.91 earned run average.
I don't know if it just looks worse in the lights as it does a lot of the times, or if it's really coming down.
Shot in our screen was a downpour, and yet it doesn't seem to be.
Puddle. Puddles to see here.
Go back to my earlier point. Trey Haley needs to pitch quickly.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Haley will face the bottom of the order here in the top of the 9th. Go Ty, Delta Clarity Jr., and Dan Lyons. So far, Go Ty is 0 for 3. First pitch is down low by Haley, the Nacogdoches, Texas native. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Go Ty, the former big leaguer, came in 188, no home runs and no RBIs. It's one a little bit off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Fairness to Go Ty, however, he has not been here that long. This is just his 10th game. The 2-0. Outside ball 3-3-0.
Might have wanted to add something to that pitch quickly thing for Trey Haley.
Too bad this is on radio.
Makes it a couple of strikes and them outs.
So on ball 4, Skeeters are up by 6 runs, and he walks the leadoff batter, not the way he wanted to start. You could have the Ralph Cramden, Wayo, come on.
I mean, I thought I was clear, but sometimes you need to spell it out.
Like the old subliminal things he's doing, the drive-in. You're hungry, pitch quickly. On the scoreboard, pitch quickly between batters.
Not a bad idea.
Delta Cleary Jr., they actually outlawed that. I mean, I guess they found that it actually didn't work. I don't know how they proved that. This one down the middle for a strike. Ball's in 1 strike to count.
It'd be a tough concept to sponsor because it'd be so quick that you wouldn't get the appropriate mention.
There's no sponsor, just to get you to eat anything at the concession stand, so everybody wins. The 0-1, this one outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Delta Cleary Jr. has grounded out twice, hit into a fielder's choice, and scored a run. The 1-1. This ball misses outside, 94 miles an hour. Haley's throwing hard, but through his career, he has always been a hard thrower. He has struck out a lot of batters, but he has walked almost 1-to-1. Strikeout to walk ratio. Travis Scott says, I'm going to play in front of Go Time. They're up 6. There's a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Delta Cleary Jr. You're not a junior, are you?
No.
Would you want to be a junior?
Nope. Want to be my own guy.
I'm not surprised by that. The 2-2. Swung and foul down the left side. Count remains 2-2, and hence pitch that same mesh as Cheer's side. I would think that you want to be your own guy, but you want a Brett Jr.
No. We don't need another.
That's for sure.
Truth.
The 2-2 here by the Skeeters right-handed. This one hit down the left field line, hooking foul into the seats. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes, and I think that rain looked harder than it was. This game now exactly 3 hours old. Started at 7:43. Originally scheduled for 7:05, but rain in the area. Only more rain in the air for the next few days. Hopefully it will miss us. This one smacked into left field. This piece of hitting by Delta Cleary Jr. and the first 2 have reached here. So 2 on, none out for Dan Lyons. Lyons is not going to bunt here, down 6, so he's not hit well as of late, although his last at bat did drive in a run with the double. Came in just 247, a home run, now 10 RBIs. 11 pitches for Haley, 5 for strikes, 6 for balls. He just has to groove them. This one low and away. Here's a crazy scenario for you. Which team hits better if it's a pitcher versus a pitching machine? Because figure, no matter where the ball is, and granted this pitching machine will have more than just fastballs.
You've gone off the rails.
Oh, I know, a long time ago. But you have a pitching machine that can throw different types of pitches, and you're still going to get hit probably 3 out of 10 times. Who do you think wins that battle?
I don't even know where to go with that. Right now, I might put one out there instead of Trey Haley if he can't find his own.
Now, Alfredo Rodriguez is going to come to the mound along with Skeeters pitching coach Rafi Montalvo. And just like that, action begins in the Skeeters bullpen. That is AJ. Andrew Johnson warming up. Be a shame to have to bring in another pitcher here. You just want to close the show here. You're up 6 runs in the 9th. Haley's pitch count way off though. 13 pitches, 5 for strikes, 8 for balls. Now the home plate umpire, Ryan Page, is going to say, let's turn the page and get to it, boys. You know, Haley has pitched pretty well this season, and his ERA is pretty good as well, but he just walks a ton of guys. His ERA is 2.90. It was lower than that recently. 21 2/3. He has struck out 17, but he's walked 18. You wonder how he has kept it down. He's stranded a lot of runners. Under a streak where he allowed a run in 4 straight appearances and has not allowed a run in the last 2. The 2-1. This one a fastball strike. That's what he has to do more of. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Haley from the stretch. The 2-2 swung and a missed, strike 3. That one vanished off the table, and the Skeeters are 2 outs away.
That was his best pitch of this inning by far.
So we go back to the top of the order with Phelan Lentini. He has singled, struck out, lined out, and was hit by a pitch last time up. Just got plunked with an off-speed pitch. Now, every staff, and I'm not talking about Haley specifically here, but I want to get your take on this, has the guy that they throw in what Marv Albert used to call in the NBA garbage time. Now, if you're one of those guys that's coming out of the bullpen every time in blowouts, and granted, probably your team is down, not up in the blowout, I mean, can you really be effective when you've really had nothing to pitch for? And that's your role each and every time?
I would say everybody's role is to come and get outs, regardless of the situation and circumstances. I think we get too caught up in, you're the 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy, 9th inning guy. I understand why they do it. Pitchers are creatures of habit. But your role when you get on that mound is to get outs.
The 1-1 swung and hit toward short. This could be 2 to end it. Aarons will step on second, throw it to first, and that's a game-ending double play. Go down 6-3, and that will do it.
Or get 2 outs.
10 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Skeeters. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Ducks as the Skeeters break their season-long 6-game losing streak. We're going to take a break. We will come back. We'll have our final numbers, highlights. Andy Humphrey will have our player of the game. We'll preview tomorrow's Game 5 matchup. All that and more. We'll return on the Skeeters post-game show in a moment.